Like, you can't go to Reddit and make multiple accounts. That's banned.
You can't?
No, maybe. I mean, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure.
Who's going to stop you? The Reddit police?
We're going to get IP banned, Philip. They're hot on our trail. They know. They're like, people are going to do this. Like, people are going to just make a bunch of accounts and try to evade our Zencastr money.
Our Zencastr money. Well, I logged in today. I'm like, man, it's like asking for my credit card information. And I'm like, I'm about to put it in the Gaming Together funds. And I'm like, Zencastr, I'm not paying those assholes. I know they provided us excellent service for like the last year, but still.
You're like, Nave, get in here. And I'm like looking at the room with just me in it. And I'm like, what is going on right now?
God.
My throat hurts a wee bit. Man, my fucking entire week has been insane. I know I insinuated it was going to be insane last episode when I was talking about all the shit we're going to do, but like, dude, my schedule is tight. So, schedule's tight today. Tight like a tiger.
Are we doing
Frozen? Yeah, let's go. You know, it's only a joke for us. The listener doesn't get to see that.
What? Oh, or you just stop
staring
moving.
at me? Yeah.
Well, it's one of my favorite things in what's the Telltale games when you can just choose not to say anything. So you're just like Bixby Wolf or Batman, and you just stare at them.
And then they just keep talking. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you don't say anything. Like I've done like a whole level of just not answering or saying anything, and stupid Batman just stares.
Oh my fucking god! I had a friend that I was begging them to play Tales from the Borderlands, and they did that. They were like, "Oh, I just cannot say anything," and they just didn't say anything the whole time, and it made me so fucking furious at them because I was like, "You're missing so much
dialogue."
gold.
Yeah. Anyways, hello and welcome to Gaming Together, Cooperative Podcast. I'm your host, Philip, and I'm here with my co-op partner, Nave. Each pod, we play through a cooperative experience to relay to you, the listener, if this game is the creme de la creme of co-op or something better off playing solo. Hey, Nave.
Hello. I'm tired. I've got like 3 hours of sleep, but we've got a guest.
We do. Hey, Chris from A Novel Console.
Where?
That's you.
Oh, hey. I thought I was going to be really late to this, but I'm here somehow.
Yeah, you got here before Nave.
Yeah, thank God. I'm usually the one that's super late. Well, so here's the thing. So I was like, I think we'll be good to do around 2 p.m., right? And then I completely forgot. For like a month I've known this, but Paige has to go get a tattoo, and I told her I was going to take her to it, like be there with her for it. She's like, I'm going to do it at like 2. And I'm like, fuck. It's like, that's exactly the time I told everyone we're doing the podcast. And so I was like, 11 o'clock. That'll give us like 2.5 hours. That's a great amount of time. And she's like, actually, I'm doing it at 1. And it's like, oh, you're fucking joking me.
You give me the jokesters.
Yeah.
Well, tattoos take a long time, depending on the size.
Yeah, they do. I don't know how big it's going to be. I don't even know what it's going to be of. I'm just going to be playing Switch in the tattoo.
In the corner.
Like what is it? The Weenie Hut Jr. and then the other thing?
Yeah.
What is it?
I'm good. Oh, what was it called? The Rusty Spittoon or something dumb like that.
Yeah, I'm going to be in the Rusty Spittoon, and I'm just going to be playing Splatoon like in the corner with my colorful Switch.
Well, Nave, let's do a more introduction for our guest, Chris. So, A Novel Console, your show you do with your wife. Yes. You guys talk about food, game, and books. Specifically, I like the snack report up front of, I don't know if it was your most recent one, but you guys had, it was like a spicy chocolate energy drink or something. That sounded terrible.
It was so my wife for my birthday like 2 years ago bought me a whole bunch of Godzilla snacks from FYE, and I didn't feel like eating them, so I just put them on my desk as decorations. And now we're moving to Georgia at the end of this week. So I was like, let me just clear out my desk. And I saw it and I was like, we should eat this for the podcast. So I put the drinks in the fridge and we had the chocolate and the drinks. The Mega Godzilla drink was horrific. It was like chemical cough syrup. I feel like if you were to give something that drink as some medicine, it would be to a robot. That's how bad it was. The Godzilla energy drink was fucking awesome. Like I was so annoying that episode because of how good it was, because I just kept drinking it. And then the spicy chocolate was very good until it got very hot, and then we were miserable for the entire episode. it was a fun time. Maybe I've been thinking that maybe I should just buy snacks, let them go past their expiration date, and then have them on the show.
Oh God,
Yeah, I'm terrible at. You would be like the Steve MRE of weird snacks. You know what I'm talking about? I think that guy's dead. He hasn't uploaded in like 12 months. I don't know what happened to him. I think a Chinese MRE took him out.
Oh, MREs are so bad for you. They're so packed with salt.
Dude,
everything.
He makes them look so good though. He's just like, he eats them from like World War II. You know what I mean? Like,
oh no,
he ate a cow that was walking this earth before the Queen was born. You know what I mean? So like, it's incredible.
It's a delicacy at this point.
Yeah, his gut biome's got to be insane. He's like an Avenger.
My dad managed to get like a box of MREs one time because he was some part of community rescue team or something. And he's like, put these in your closet. So I put them in the closet and I would just eat one every once in a while. They were actually very good. Like the ones that had meatballs on them were great. And most of them came with like a bag of M&Ms.
Nice.
They were great, but man, they were bad for you.
So here on Lackland, like they do all the basic training and everything here. And when I went to the Cadam range to get gun qualified, this is whenever I ended up getting rescheduled, I went and sat on the desk and they just have MREs lined up in front of them. Because usually for the trainees, they come in and they shoot all day. I'm like, man, are they going to expect me to eat one of these bad boys? Like, are we just going to crack open MREs on the range and just eat? Because I was really hoping to just shoot and then go home for lunch and then not go back to work. But I ended up not shooting and going back to work anyways.
Here's the thing, though. Would you rather eat in MREs when we were camping at Scouts, or do you think the hobo dinners and stuff like that are better?
I mean, it depends. They were cooked by children, first off. So I don't know how much I trust. Like, looking back on it, I didn't think about it. But nowadays, looking back on it, I'm like, man, those boys were fucking disgusting. And they were like making our food and like doing their own dishes out with like, I don't know, just like jugs of water. Like, I don't know how clean any of the cooking utensils actually were, but we ate the crap out of that food when we were camping.
Yeah, so we were
what is a hobo dinner?
Oh, well, yeah. I also wonder about the health benefits of cooking, like heating up that much tinfoil around your food in the fire. So like a hobo dinner is like, you just take a couple wads of tinfoil, you wrap it around like potatoes and meat and stuff, and then you just drop it in like the coals of the fire, like by the fire, and it just super heats everything inside, just like bakes it all. And if you pack it tight enough, it keeps the moisture in there too, so it doesn't like burn or get all gross or whatever. It always comes out like overcooked though. You pull it out, then you eat it, and you're like, man, this is so good. Mostly because you're starving and in the woods, but part of it is it's all like been flavor packed together, like a little hot pocket.
The delicious flavor of aluminum,
aluminum seeping into your food.
Yeah,
like, really, I don't get cancer from this.
And paint chips, lead paint chips, and everything. We should have a snack report.
I know,
Phil,
that's what I'm saying. Like snack report.
Something nice?
No.
Dude, I have eaten a lot of crazy snacks. Paige bought like 3 random boxes full of Korean and Japanese snacks, and we ate a ton of them one day. Like, legitimately, this is serendipitous. But like there was a bunch of like corn. Dude, the Japanese love their corn, dude. They love it. And so they had a bunch of corn sticks that were flavored to different things, and there was like 28 different flavors we could have got. We got 8 different like random ones, and one of them was like octopus clitoris. I don't know what the fuck the fucking flavor was because it's all in Japanese. You have no idea. It's obviously like takoyaki, but it tasted horrible. And there was one that was like a teriyaki burger. And this one was just in English for some reason. And I was like, this is going to be disgusting. And I fucking loved it. It's like the Godzilla energy drink of those. Like, I was like, this is delicious, actually, this teriyaki burger. And then there was one that was just butter flavored, and it made me throw up.
Like
instantly. The moment it started going down my throat, I immediately like projectile vomited into a trash can.
Was it like fake movie theater butter, or was it like plastic container butter?
Yeah. Like the Land of the Lakes. The butter into my mouth. That's what and it was like chalky though, but it wasn't the consistency of butter. It was like a chalky bar. So it was like, oh fuck, man. It was bad.
Sounds pretty bad.
We went to go pick up Paige last night, and all my friends went with me, and I tried to get them to eat some of it, and they were they were not down to eat just random packages that they can't read. They were
Those
very scared.
cowards.
Even though I tried to convince them, I was like, I promise we ate all the bad shit already. That was the first shit we went for, was everything that looked disgusting.
Oh, you.
Stack report.
Stack report complete.
Stack review. Japan's weird.
Okay, Chris. We are a video game podcast, and this week we're going to be talking about Star Wars Battlefront 2, the one that came out in 2017, not the 2007 one or whatever. But before we get there, we would like to ask if you have a notable co-op memory you would like to share with us.
Oh boy. I've always wanted to have friends that were into co-op games, but for some reason they either wanted to do versus or they just wanted to play single player games. So co-op memories, I would have to say like 3 months ago with a buddy of mine, I went through the entire first 3 Gears games. That's a great time. That's a great time. I tried doing Halo with a buddy of mine over Thanksgiving one year, and it was fucking terrible once the flood showed up. So,
Is he scared of the flood, or was he just
no? The flood just sucked. They're terrible. They sucked the fun out of Halo real quick. So it wasn't for us.
Good old boomstick. That'll give them.
Yeah, Gears was great.
Have you seen the new Cursed Halo mod update?
I've heard of Cursed Halo, but I have not seen.
Oh my god!
New stuff.
Everybody, go out and look up Cursed Halo on YouTube. There's a new video. It was like number 2 on trending yesterday, and Cursed Halo is just a mod where it just makes just a whole bunch of weapons. Like there's a sniper rifle and the barrel is a limp noodle, and so you have no idea where the bullet's gonna go. It's worthless. But he made a whole bunch of new, because Steam Workshop is supported on Halo Master Chief Collection now, so he was porting over a whole bunch of things. And so what he wanted to do was he wanted to update the campaign and stuff too. So like halfway through the game, he added an 8-course Mario Kart tournament.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
Oh my god! And there's it's big Magnum. He made a big Magnum that like explodes grunts. It's so funny. There's a shotgun that's melted and it's pointed a little to the left, and so it hangs a little to the left, and you have to aim left more. It's so funny. He doesn't show everything, but it is incredible. Like he's got like a bunch of warthogs that are like motorcycles and unicycles and stuff like that. There's I think it's a ghost that flips does a 360 every time you try to shoot. It's like it's so funny.
I did see I think it was Halo 1. They made, I forgot what they called it, but it was like the double hog, and so it was just like a hog with 4 wheels, and they're like, what if we could do more? And so they tried to put as many wheels on the hog as they could.
I think it's the same guy. Inferno Plus is the YouTuber.
Yeah, it was probably him.
The long hog.
I'm like, man, the long hog. And it just had 2 wheels, but it was really long. Like, we can't actually drive it on any maps. No map is flat enough to drive the long.
The moment there's any sort of elevation, you bottom out instantly.
You know, I was thinking the other day about Halo. Like, literally yesterday, I'm like, because I literally have like multiple Master Chief bullshit just all over my house and stuff too. And then I thought to myself, do I like Halo? Like, I've been playing
all your stuff.
Yeah, like I've been playing. You never think about it. Like, I've been playing Halo for like, I don't know, 20 years of my life at this point, and I just look around, I'm like, yeah, I guess I like Halo. I think I like it. If someone walked up to me and said, "Hey man, what's your favorite game series?" I don't think I'm ever going to be like, Halo, of course. But I'm going to be like, yeah, I really like Halo. I play it every week.
Yeah, it's weird because I could still fit into the shirts from my like high school time, and I have like 3 Disturbed shirts still, and it's like I don't really like Disturbed anymore. It's like, but if you looked at my closet, that would what you take away. You'd be like, oh, Disturbed must be his favorite band.
All right, we are a video game podcast though. So, Chris, what have you been playing this week?
Oh man, I'm glad that this is coming out Friday and not anywhere near where we're recording, because I've been playing Dead Island 2.
Ooh,
oh, really?
Hot takes.
Yes, I managed to get a copy from a local game store, and holy fuck, the game is good.
It's good?
Is it good?
It's
After
good.
The first one? And
Yes.
Wow.
Or whatever?
Yes. So apparently it's like a sequel to the original, because I don't remember his name, but the rapper dude that sings the "Who Do You Voodoo Bitch" song is in the game, and he's like an NPC that helps you out, and it does this stupid thing that games are doing now, where they're like millennial humor, Sumer humor. All the characters are zany and not down to earth. for the characters that you get to pick, which I absolutely hate. But the gameplay's great. It's linear, but somewhat sandboxy. So like, even though the stages are like a complete straight line, like a literal straight line, there's still like stuff to do off to the sides. So like you can do side missions and stuff. And the gore system that they created for the game is incredible. Like I accidentally hit a zombie in the gut with a sword and like his gut just spilled out completely. And I smacked another one by accident on the face and like his jaw came unhinged and was just hanging off by like a piece of flesh. It looks incredible and it's so much fun to play.
That's like Doom Eternal levels. It sounds like.
Oh, it's
like
super
in Doom
gory.
Eternal, it's like you could shoot someone in the thigh and their meat comes off and you just see their bone. And I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's very fun. Like I am so surprised that I'm enjoying it as much as I am.
Yeah, because Dead Island 1 is one of my most traumatizing memories of co-op that I've ever had. Because we didn't know it wasn't split screen. So, and this is back before the internet was immense, where every knowledge you could ever want was on the internet. And so a whole bunch of people got together. We were going to play Dead Island, and we realized we had a system link. So there was like 7 or 8 of us at Steven's house, Philip. And we could only play. Were you there? We could only 2 people could play because we only could system link 2 games together, and we were just so upset. Like we were just watching.
We
those
wanted
guys
Left 4
play.
Dead, but we
thought it was Left 4 Dead.
Dead Island, and we were like, "What a letdown! This is like Brink all over again."
Yeah, but I loved Brink.
Brink, that's a name I haven't heard in so long.
God, Brink was a letdown too because I'm like, I don't know, I wanted so much more from it. I wanted more, but it was just what it was, and that wasn't enough for me.
Yeah. Well, Dead Island 2, that's incredible that it had a really tumultuous development cycle too.
Oh, yeah.
It went through a bunch of different devs, so it's really impressive if this game does come out and it's like pretty fucking good. Because I was expecting like mid 60s to low 70s because of how scary the development was. But if it's good, then hell, I mean, we might as well play it.
Yeah. I mean, it does give you the option to do co-op like after the first mission. And it like sends the message like, oh, invite your friends now. I'm like, I don't have any friends playing this game right now. But on playing it by myself, I'm having a lot of fun. So with other people, it should be even better. And it's straightforward 20-hour campaign, maybe 25 if you do all the side quests. I mean, that's perfect for me. I don't have any fucking time to explore an open world game. So
seriously, who has time for long games?
Speaking of long games, Philip. Wait, are you playing anything else, Chris?
Bunch of stuff. Fire Emblem Engage. It's fun. Ishin Like a Dragon. Finally starting to get into that. It took a while, but now that I've understand the combat a little bit more, I'm enjoying it. And that's and Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories for the Game Boy Advance. That's a game.
That is an incredible spread of different games.
Yeah, bunch of stuff at the same time and not finishing anything, so it's great.
Oh, that's just my comfort zone. Well, Philip, also Inshin, Wild Dancer, that's where it's at. But I gotta warn you, I don't know what difficulty you're playing on, so if you're on easy, which I recommend, it probably doesn't matter. But you gotta put some points into Brawler, because you have a boss fight against 2 bosses eventually, and you can only use the Brawler fighting mode. And I literally had to grind for like 6 hours because I had nothing in my Brawler. I had to like go back. I had to reload a save and go back. It was really disheartening. But I was playing on legendary difficulty, so it was brutal. Philip.
Yes.
Bannerlord.
Okay, I'm in it. I am in it to win it at this point. It's like all I've been playing is Bannerlord every single day. This game is so long. Like I'm like leading my nation at this point. We have like taken over half the land, but until we stamp out every last remnant of the evil empire, we cannot win. And it is terrible because like your little council is always voting, we should declare peace because we should rebuild our armies and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, we have them on the ropes. There's only so many of them left. Like, yeah, we should declare peace. And then we declare peace and instantly the sand people declare war on us. And they're so annoying because they just have nothing but horses and horse archers. And so they just sprint around with their war camels too, just peppering our troops. I mean, well, I'm like, I don't even want to fight you guys. You guys aren't part of any empire. You're just the desert people. Chris, have you played Bannerlord?
I have no idea what that is. It sounds crazy.
Dude, it's older at this point. I think it's like 2 years old. It's a sequel to Warband, which was a way even older like computer game. The whole point of it is basically, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like
a Knight's Tale, but on Dark Souls mode.
Yeah, you're like a real loser knight, and the whole point is you eventually build up a whole kingdom, and then you go town to town conquering everything. But as you go, there's just like all the nations are always fighting with each other because there's just constant war. And you have like a whole Europe type region that stretches from, I don't know, like the Norse lands to the deserts of the Arabian Peninsula. And you just have to fight over everything. And it is just so annoying because
it's a point and click.
No, I wish. like have you played Chivalry?
Never.
Oh man, it has
Chivalry,
a directional combat system. So it's like you can fight on foot, but you're fighting with like 900 troops. So you're just one guy, and this is not like Dynasty Warriors or anything like that. So you can still die in 2 hits, and then you're just out of the fight. So you're doing all you can to like survive as you're ordering your troops around, because it's like a RTS at the same time. It's closer to like Total War if during the fights you were a soldier at the same time.
It just from the pictures that I just looked at reminds me of, I don't know if you've seen those 10,000 Jedi versus a million T-Rexes videos.
Like totally accurate battle simulator stuff.
Yeah, tabs.
Yeah, it is just like that. And then it's like half the time, like I jump into a fight, I'm just like, there's so many of us, just everybody charge. But then there's other parts where it's like we are outnumbered like 3-1. We only have like 300 dudes and they have 900. We are going to get so tactical. And then you set up like your archers get on the hill. Like that's where you're like doing a 300 style thing of holding the line. And I will like there's one battle that I'm in right now where we are outnumbered by like 100 dudes. And it's like 500 to 600. And I have attempted this battle, I think twice. And it is a meat grinder because every soldier goes through the fight. But they won't spawn them all at once. It'll be a max of like 300 on the field at one time. And then reinforcements arrive during the fight. And so I have gone through this fight, I think 2 or 3 different times now, and I've failed every time. But I'm like, I have so many troops at this point. If I get, because when you die, they take all your troops away. They sell you into slavery. They strip you naked. They beat you up, and then they throw you on the side of the street with nothing. And they're like, go start again. Go build up another 300 troop army, where it takes so long to build up an army. I'm like, I can't lose this. But my most recent save is right before this battle, and I can't get away from it. So I'm like, I literally have to do this battle, and I have to like single-handedly kill like 200 soldiers myself from the back of my horse, like jousting people, just so we can survive this. And that's why the game takes so long. I think I have like an insane amount of hours in the game. Let me see if I can pull it up exactly. Where is games? Okay. Yeah, I'm currently at 65 hours in the game, and I'm not even halfway done, I think, with conquering the world.
It
never ends.
That's the end goal, conquering the world.
Pretty much. Or get the other nations so small that they can't do anything.
Wow. That sounds insane.
It's like playing Total Domination Civilization or something like that.
Which is great. Just get the tanks, rush the tanks. Gunpowder.
Which I really wanted to play some other games with you, Nave, but you asshole, you're too busy playing Vampire Survivors.
I had to play Vampire Survivors, dude. The DLC came out, man. I can't
Again?
come back. I can't show my face on the fucking podcast while there are still achievements to be had in Vampire Survivors. So I went through and did all of those. There was a brutal one that was like, you have to kill like 10,000 or like 100,000 enemies with this one character, and I kept failing at like 20 minutes. I kept randomly dying, and I was like, I'm just gonna go back to the old faithful, because I was experimenting with the new stuff, which is powerful, a lot of cool weapons and stuff, a lot of cool combinations, but I was like back to old faithful with the stupid laurel and the stupid clock and the stupid blade, and I was like, there's nothing else. I gotta go back to that so that I can just get this damn achievement. And then I played it for like, it was like an hour and a half long. It was like a 70-minute long, ordeal. Of course, it's on double speed, so it's more like 45 minutes. But still, I'm just sitting there playing Pokemon and not moving. Like, I just need 100,000 kills.
Come on, man. Vampire Survivors is so 2022. No one plays that anymore.
Oh man, I'm stuck in 2017 with Rock Band. I'm playing the old stuff. Speaking of the old stuff.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4, the remake is new, but it was old stuff. It's very fucking good, dude. It's infatuating. The only reason why I haven't beaten it yet, because the Vampire Survivors took an entire day away from me, but also Ghostwire Tokyo just came out. So I've no real updates on RE4 besides please people go and fucking play that game. It's so good. So Colin Moriarty whenever he was on our show for Twin Breaker, he said that he thinks that the Dead Space remake is better than Resident Evil 4, and I think I might have to agree. I think as far as like pure fun, I think Dead Space is better, but I think Resident Evil 4 is just so atmospheric and has so much charm. It's so campy. The aesthetic is amazing. When in original Resident Evil 4 you go to the castle and stuff, I remember I was so sad that I left the village and everything like that, but the castle is oozing with fucking life. It's so good, and it's every single room I go into I just look around, I'm just amazed. Like, I'm just so happy that they did this, even though I was one of the biggest haters of the idea of a remake of this game. And so I put my foot in my mouth, as I always tend to do when I make declarative statements. I think everyone should play it.
I was very upset that I was so infatuated with the Resident Evil 4 remake. It's upsetting how good it is, how much better than the original it is.
Really?
Like, it's heartbreaking. It's so fucking good.
It's really fucking awesome.
Yeah. You said you're playing Ghostwire?
Yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo came out on Game Pass last week, and I've played
Is there
a little bit
Ghost?
of it.
There's Tokyo in it?
There's so many ghosts and so many Tokyo, dude. It is that is literally what the game is. Even the wire. There's a lot of wires being... Yeah. You see ghost, you open their heart. You're in Tokyo. You see a ghost, open their heart, and then use a wire to pull it out.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's the game.
Okay.
And you do that a lot.
Sounds very... what was a Ghost Girl camera game?
Fatal Frame. It's kind of similar. It is first person as well. It's just a shooter, but you're doing Naruto hand signs and like...
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Yeah, you're finger banging the ghost the whole time.
Yeah.
The finger guns.
It's fantastic. It's so good. Have you gotten sucked up into one of those ghost parades?
No, not yet. I'm not very far in. I'm about 5 hours in, so I'm a decent amount. I'm like one good play session. What's weird is I had a headache and I was like, I'll play this game for about fucking 30 minutes. I gotta go to sleep. And then I ended up playing it for like 6 hours straight and not realizing it was 1 a.m. And I was like, wow, that hasn't happened to me in a minute. Well, actually, it's happened to me a couple of times with Resident Evil and Dead Space and Inshin. And it actually has been happening to me a lot recently, but there's a lot. We're just eating really good right now. Ghostwire Tokyo. This came out a year ago on the PlayStation, so those guys already know. They already know the truth of this fucking game. But this game is so interesting if you're into like the Japanese aesthetic. Like there's like yokai, Philip, that you buy.
I was going to ask him, like, so I've been rewatching Inuyasha. We were just watching it yesterday, and I'm like, man, I fucking love this show. And then you were talking about the ghost parades, and I'm like, oh man, this sounds like yokai type level stuff. And I'm like, is Jibanyan my yokai in there? Is there any devil cats?
There's a lot of cats.
Yeah, the Nekotama, whatever the fuck they're called, they're like the store runners. So you go into like a corner 7-Eleven and a cat sells you the items that you can buy.
That's fantastic. I really want to play this now.
It's
I
so
love
fucking
that stuff.
great. Because like you talk to it and it's like meow, and then it's just a bunch of words. It just goes meow, and then it's a bunch of words down there. And then your characters understand it. They're like, shut up, we just want to buy something.
Like you can find
meow, or do they neon?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a good. I don't remember.
Or did you get a localized version of the game? The cats have been translated.
I'm playing in Japanese, which is sad because like there's a lot of dialogue. So and often and the screen is very noisy. That was something I didn't like at the beginning, but I've kind of gotten used to. But Tokyo is very like lived in. There's a bunch of shit everywhere all the time. Mm-hmm. And so I'm always looking around and looking at stuff. It's like the Fallout 3 problem at the beginning, or Elder Scrolls, anything. At the beginning, you're always looking at everything, trying to find everything. Once you realize you can ping and nothing matters but the things that turn blue, like you're just like, okay, fine, I can run around. But at first, I was having a hard time exploring and also getting the dialogue. I had to restart the game. I played it for like maybe 30 minutes and realized I had no idea what the fuck was going on. And so I just restarted it just to get the cutscene again and do all of that stuff. Because I'm the insane kind of person that if I'm reading and I don't absorb the information, I would just restart the page. Like I'll just reread the page. It takes me forever.
So I played it in English, and the English voice acting is very good. It also helps that the voice actors are all of Japanese descent. So they understand the story because, they grew up with that folklore and shit. So, and I really like that there's like a bunch of collectibles that you can get, and there's specific cats that will buy them. So like there's cats that are into paintings. So you have to collect a bunch of paintings and take them to the cat. And then there's another one that's like into underwear. So you got to collect a bunch of underwear and take it to that one cat.
This is another weeb adjacent game, I can tell.
Yeah, it's great. I absolutely love the game. And then at the ending, like it gets really emotional. I was like, okay, I was not expecting that. So it's very good.
Yeah, it seems like it's setting up a lot of stuff because I haven't done a whole lot of story beats. I've done so much exploring. It's just one of those games that you can just kind of turn your brain off and just wander around for a while. Like, because there's a lot of souls of like people that you can save everywhere. And so it's like, and you can do the prototype glide and stuff like that. Okay. So like there are Tengu that are flying. You use your wire and you latch onto them and you jump up the top of buildings and then you could Batman around trying to get other stuff. It's all right. That's better.
I was expecting this to be like The Darkness, where you're walking around the city.
It actually gives you kind of a darkness feel, like especially the first one.
Because like the way first person games, like they don't always do mobility great in first person games as far as like the gliding goes. So I was expecting it to be a lot more low powered.
Well, speaking of which, the first thing that I did was turn the sensitivity down. Like this, I don't think I've done that in a long time. I had to turn the sensitivity down. I was getting like a little motion sick. It might have been bad because I had a headache while I was playing the game too. But you feel kind of really floaty with the really high sensitivity it leaves you on by default. I was like, I can't even shoot people. I mean, the aim assist is really good, but like I don't use aim assist all the time. I don't like doing that a lot. Like I like just aim on my own, kind of play Doom Eternal. You know what I mean? For a little bit. And I had to turn the sensitivity down a little bit. But the game is beautiful. Like I don't know if like it has ray tracing and stuff like that, but there is constantly like a mist and like water on the ground, and you're seeing like where are you at in God damn it! What part of Tokyo are you in?
Shibuya.
It's Shibuya. You see like the lights of all the neon lights and everything reflecting off of the water in front of you. It is like, this is crazy. Like this game looks really good. It almost looks like, those videos of Cyberpunk on PC at max settings. And you're just like, whoa, holy shit, games can look like this? This is insane. My game, everyone looked like Play-Doh men on the Xbox One.
Yes. The Play-Doh men. All right, have you played anything else?
No, Pokemon a little bit, but always playing Pokemon. Never anything to update.
Yeah,
I got a gym. Actually, there is something to update. That game is really interesting because the game is like, hey, here's the gyms and everything you want to do, and then it's like, but here's another thing, and here's another thing. So there's
like three different storylines in it.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I can just go in 3 different directions, and then those are different storylines. That's kind of cool. Like this game got a lot of shit. Rightfully so. This game is not optimized. What the fuck is going on? The stinky switch strikes again. But it's really interesting what they've done with the formula. Like this is not the same Pokemon. Like this is a completely different game.
It only took them, 25 years.
My entire lifetime.
Yeah.
Now they added Cyndaquil, and I think now I'm really going to get into it because I don't like the new starters, and Cyndaquil is the best Pokemon ever. So
not even Dirk the Alligator? Yeah, Weed Cat or Duck?
No, fuck Weed Cat. Weird ass Duck. No.
Fancy
Duck.
Duck.
I like the Fuecoco when he's little and he looks like he has nothing going on in his brain, but once he starts evolving, he just goes into like awkward teenager and then ugly adult. So I want my Cyndaquil.
I don't know.
What's really good at the beginning of the game, they give you a wide variety of Pokemon. They even give you Pikachu right away. I'm like, oh, look at that. I could just not have my Weed Cat anymore. But my Weed Cat's like 15 levels higher than everyone else because it's the only one I'm using. So,
no.
See, I do like Palmy a lot, mostly because it's very funny seeing such a little tiny Pokemon taking out Pokemon twice its size.
Yeah.
I love Palmy. Huge Palmy stan.
That's another really cool thing that I didn't know I would enjoy, but seeing the Pokemon in the overworld, at first I was like, this is bullshit, but now you see like a big group of them, and you get to like see the size difference. Like, this is what Psyduck looks like next to fucking, you know what I mean, a Caterpie, and I'm like, holy shit, or whatever.
I could kill a Caterpie.
Yeah.
Take a wrong step, that Caterpie's dead.
God. This is kind of Pokemon relevant. I've been watching my boy Kraken stream, and we talked about Pokemon fusions with Pinch Ass or whatever that one Pokemon's name.
It was Nose Pass mixed with a Grimer, Grip Ass. It was Grip Ass.
Yeah, my favorite Pokemon, Grip Ass. And he's been doing the Pokemon fusions, but he took it a step further, and he's gotten like he's paid for Chat GPT access and all that, and got like a voice to text, and then also the what's the VR VTubers type thing going on. So while he's playing the Pokemon Fusion game, he has Professor Oak that's been trained by an AI based on like all this Professor Oak information in the corner, and he just stops and he asks him information. But when he described his like training, he made him overly knowledgeable and sassy. But so now every time Professor comes in, it basically just he's really derogatory. And he's like, I believe the way you're treating your Pokemon is unethical, and you need to focus on, you know, like every time he's like, yes, Professor, like every time he's like, Professor, what do you think of a combination between a Caterpie and a Feraligatr? And he's like, those two Pokemon should not be combined. That sounds that is very unethical. Everything's unethical. He's like, their body types do not match. While in combat, using Caterpie's string shot, like it like starts going into like super detailed. And he's like, okay, so Professor, funny, I won't do it.
AI is just comedy gold. It is like just combine AI Chat GPT with like doing anything mundane, and just like letting the Chat GPT just make it completely deranged.
Well, it's funny. We talked about this now. This is going to be like a terrible timestamp, because a year from now, the amount of like industries that are going to, I don't know, like fine tune AI better. Like there's going to be a much better version of this in like 6 months. Like we won't even like this Oak AI will just be like, wow, look at these two pieces of sticks they're rubbing together.
Yeah, it's going to be like the Nickelodeon time capsule. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Wait, when do they open that?
I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about, but I just assume it's a time capsule.
There's a time capsule. There's a Nickelodeon time capsule where the Orlando park used to be. And there's just a bunch of Nickelodeon shit.
They took it and put it at the resort.
Oh, they moved it? So they already dug it up, but they didn't open it, huh?
No, I think they forgot to open it, and I think it's still at the resort buried somewhere.
Make sure it wasn't going to let out mustard gas or sarin or whatever, nerve gas.
Hey, just knowing that there's a brand new inbox original Game Boy in that time capsule is a little bit maddening, because that's worth some money, and it's just sitting there.
That makes my nipples incredibly hard. Did you know that they're going to crash the International Space Station?
Well, they got to take it down somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought about it. They're like, it's like 2038, and I'm like, what? That's like tomorrow, kind of. Like, that's so soon. We're gonna crash in the ocean. I'm like, are you sure? Like, that's so scary. Like, that's the whole big old ass thing up there. I thought it was gonna just keep getting built on, and then eventually it was gonna be the thing from Prey.
Yeah, the Prey station.
Yeah, the Prey station. That sounds racist.
Wait, what?
It sounds like English. The Prey station.
God, oh man, stupid. God, anytime. So, like I've been playing Chained Echoes? Yeah, I've been playing it in Japanese, and there was a point where I'm like, I don't know what this move is, because it is just like, it looks like madness. I cannot read this word. Not that I know that many words in Japanese. And so I end up trying to translate it like 5 different ways. I'm like, I can't figure this out. I go to Chat GPT and I'm like, can you tell me what this word might mean? And it's like, this word is not Japanese. Like, this word does not make any sense. And I'm like, and it's like, can you give me more context? I'm like, okay, it is an attack in an RPG. And he's like, oh, it says power fist. And I look at it and it's just power fisto or something like that. And I'm like, oh my God, it is power fist.
It does say power fist.
I'm like taking psychic damage from English words that are written in Japanese that I can't read. Or no, I can read it. I just can't pronounce it.
That's fucking so dumb.
Yeah, any doubt? Just English it, and you might figure it out. Speaking of other games I finished, Super Meat Boy. It took me 9 years of my life at this point, longer than that, because I got it when I was like 15. It took me like 10 years, but I finally beat Super Meat Boy.
Did you got through hell and all of that crazy?
I got through hell. I got through
You're insane.
Like the literally the end of the game is called the end level.
Yeah, I think that's where I stopped. I couldn't do it.
And the final level is a 3-phase level, and there's no checkpoints.
I can feel my blood pressure just spiking thinking about it. Like that I broke a controller over that game. Like as a young Nave in his shitty little house, I broke a controller because I couldn't beat some levels on Super Meat Boy. It's a deranged game.
It is. But after beating that in Cluster Truck, I feel even in Power Wash Simulator and Shipbreaker, I feel like I can easily claim the Danganronpa title of like most patient gamer or something.
You're like the Dalai Lama of gamers, Philip.
I guess I just won't give up. Cluster Truck, I can do it. Power Wash Simulator, too easy. Just don't stop.
I can't do it. I can't do 2D games.
Oof.
Chris, have you played the Super Meat Boys, or is that an Xbox exclusive?
That is a fuck no for me. I would not touch that game with a 10-foot pole. I don't have the patience for it. No.
It's really fun for like 5 levels. And then there's like
I don't even know it's
levels.
fun for 5 levels.
The best part about that game, and this is incredible, that because it is super hard, you're going to die a million times each level. But at the end, it shows every single run all at the same time. Because
like a
every
mask.
level is in one screen, so
cool.
all your little dudes will run and die and like splatter blood all over the spot that they died in, and then you'll just watch your one guy. It's like watching those AIs play games, like play Mario.
It's like, I'm going to make this AI drive on a racetrack, and you see the 9,000 attempts where they just drive off the cliff to the right side. And like, why would he even do that? And then you watch your Super Meat Boy replay as like 900 of your guys die on the first obstacle. And it's like, it was just a tiny jump. It's just one jump.
No, the first obstacle is the hardest because the game instantly resets whenever you press the button. And if you're holding right, which you probably are because you're always going right, you're going to run right into the spike because you're getting frustrated. And like, your reaction time's getting worse and worse. God damn it, that fucking game.
Yep.
See, I want to know what that last stage was when Philip finished it, how that replay looked.
Sadly, boss levels do not get replays.
Yeah, 'cause there's too much shit going on
those
levels.
There's a lot that happens on those levels. But that last level, it really wasn't hard. Comparatively, the apocalypse level, after the world gets nuked, you go to hell, but then you come back to Earth, was harder than the end levels.
That's interesting. Well, maybe you just like went over the peak of like of your skill.
I plateaued on the required skill cap or skill ceiling.
Yeah, because I mean, at some point you're getting as good as you're gonna get, right?
Dude, there's some techniques that you really develop with like the wall jumps where I'm like, I would not expect. Like, I could probably go back and run circles around the early levels at this point.
See, now you can tackle Ninja Gaiden on the NES.
Oh, man.
Sure?
No, I don't think I could.
This game is
I'll add
so
it to
hard.
the list.
Dude, I can't even play like Mega Man or anything. I can't beat a single level in like a Mega Man game. It infuriates me. I'm so bad at 2D games.
Wait, you can't beat one level on Mega Man?
I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I mean, those games are really hard. Like the new ones, the collections, they have like save states and stuff. God damn it! I thought I muted my phone. It's going off a million times. So there are save states. That's the only way that I beat the first Mega Man. And then I was like, I'm not doing this for every game because it feels like I'm doing nothing. I'm like literally walking 4 steps forward, die. I'm like, oh my god, reload, like rewind, and just doing that over and over again.
So what you need to play is the Zero collection because it has all 4 Zero games and they're great. And then it also has the CX Mega Man games, which are Metroidvanias, and they're also great. And then you can say that you finished a Mega Man game on your own.
I always heard that people told me to try the Zero games. I've always been a Mega Man Battle Network guy. And that, of course, skipped Xbox. The only one. The one that I won.
I
is
saw
the one that skipped Xbox.
Like Switch. Have you seen the post or whatever that like goes over it? Because apparently in the battle networks, they're like, hey man, there might be some racist depictions in this game.
Yeah, it's so funny just seeing like that's on like Netflix and stuff too when you watch old cartoons.
Yeah, well,
like,
apparently the Battle Network games had some racist stuff in it.
I couldn't even imagine what it is. I couldn't.
Okay,
even begin to
I think I saw.
I think it's
a clip
Guts
of it.
Man.
Guts Man.
I think so because he
What's wrong
has
with Guts Man?
his face is a little bit Disney 1940s animation.
Okay.
I
See,
don't know.
I think there was one NPC. The screen I saw, there was an NPC where it was a black guy, and he was like sitting on a couch, and he's wearing like a yellow suit, and he looks basically like a pimp, and he's talking very street at one point.
Oh, you're talking about like he's like Barrett in Final Fantasy VII. He's
seems
the only
like
guy that cusses and says
God,
crazy shit.
Barrett. I hated Barrett in the remake. He sounded like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. It was so bad.
God,
That's fucking hilarious.
love
Holy
that
shit,
stuff.
that's so funny. All right.
What
Well,
are we doing here?
I don't know. We stalled out.
Oh, that was Super Meat Boy. My 34th game this year. I'm trying to get 100 in a year. Let's see what I can finish next week. I just keep wasting time on Bannerlord. I'm really thinking I'm going to have to like hard stop Bannerlord for a while or something.
Yeah, that seems like a game that never ends.
No, it's like Monopoly House Rules where there is an ending. It's just after everyone's disappointed and no one wants to play anymore.
But that's the thing. The house rules are what fuck Monopoly up. If everyone just played by the original rules, not the original, but like the default rules of Monopoly, like the free parking, all of that shit just extends the game by like a day, like an entire day. Because people want to put money in the board and get something on free parking and all that shit. People don't like. It's like
People just want
land on a
things for
thing.
free, you know?
Yeah,
That's the big
Yeah.
problem with today's. Everyone wants to be a winner. But in Monopoly, there's only one winner and 3 losers at least. I don't know why everyone wants to play Monopoly when most people are going to lose. There's no like a close second place in Monopoly. There's the winner and then losers. Everyone else is poor and broke and lost.
Yeah, it's not like you're having fun along the way, right? That game's got to be cutthroat. You want that game to be as short as possible. You don't want to prolong the suffering in Monopoly. Anyway, let's jump straight. I kind of hate it too. I win a lot though because I am mean. I'm a mean person. I'm not afraid to ruin my friendships. Let's jump straight forward to the news. I got a lot of time constraints today, so we need to again be aware of that. I got to leave in like 30 minutes probably, but
we'll see.
So we're gonna go do the tattoo thing. We're gonna go see Spite and Wage War concerts. Hell yeah! I went and saw the Super Mario movie. Have you seen it yet, Philip?
Now report back, good or bad.
Pretty good. I liked it. Paige liked it a lot more than me. I don't know how much she knows about Mario, but she really liked that movie.
Were you in the lore of it? Is it deep? You're like, oh, that's from Super Mario Galaxy. You know, that's Odyssey.
Dude, there's some stuff from all of the games. I think there's a Rosalina little star, and it's like nihilistic. It's fucking funny. That's not really a spoiler because I think.
Is that the one in the cage?
Yeah.
I keep seeing the memes where it's like Breath of the Wild will never be as good as Breath of the Wild 2 will never be as good as the old Zelda. Dude, everyone's going to be disappointed.
Where are you finding all these fucking memes? First the gummy bear, the robot chicken gummy bear in Resident Evil 4 bear traps.
It's just on Facebook. I'm just all these shit posting groups. I send you memes every day.
Facebook has dope dank memes. I don't because you got a whole different facet of memes. We got completely different shit going on over on Twitter. Got a whole different like ecosystem.
What about you, Chris?
Anyway.
You see the Mario movie yet?
Oh, it's so much fun.
Oh, good. Thank God. Second opinion.
So, my wife is not a big video game fan, and she only understands like Mario Kart. And I kept like pointing out shit in the movie, and she's like, and then she saw the Mario Kart part, and she started freaking out.
She started pointing out shit to you.
Yes. Yes. She's like, it's like customizing cars in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah. Well, I saw that and I was like, that is a nice little touch. Like, look at that. That's the thing. And then like the wheels, they go upside down and the wheels turn into
the
hover
hovers.
wheels. And I'm like, whoa, look at that.
Yeah.
It's just like the game.
And like it also goes into like Donkey Kong Country Returns, you know, those stages where Donkey Kong is like on the rocket going up and down on the rocket. They do that in the movie. It was great. But I think like my favorite part was when that monkey died in the fire explosion. That was great. When they get to the monkey city. The movie is fantastic, dude. It's so funny.
Dude, and some of the stuff, like some of the stuff that star says, I'm like, I can't believe
They put
He
this in a
starts
kid's movie.
saying this in this movie. This star is going to black pill a couple of kids. Like a couple of kids are going to hear this and be like, "Wow,
Maybe
maybe
he's right.
it is okay. Maybe that star is right." I never thought. I always wanted to be alive. But that's just default. Maybe I don't want to be alive. What? It's like
I didn't choose to be born.
Like just 7-year-old just blasting what's it called? Breaking Benjamin nonstop after watching this movie.
God, Breaking Benjamin.
oh, it's so good.
Anyway, I was thinking like, oh, MCR, but I'm like, no, Breaking Benjamin's actually.
Dude, that's exactly where my brain went to, was My Chemical Romance, and then he said Breaking Benjamin, and I'm like, yeah, never mind.
Oh, speaking of Facebook memes, I saw a meme dedicated to was a Ghost.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah.
The Scooby-Doo, spooky Scooby-Doo music.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like, look at all these hardcore shirts. Like there's so many diehard Ghost fans that refer to themselves like they like metal, but really it's just emo Bon Jovi. It's
emo Bon Jovi, dude. I love breaking things down like that, because I was listening to Alice in Chains with a bunch of friends. We were drinking, being a little sad, and I was like, dude, grunge is just boomer country.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
It's like when I think about grunge, yeah, we got Alice in Chains, but we also got Nirvana, and I'm like, how country? Well,
have you heard the Unplugged?
Oh yeah,
dude, it's good. They got some twang.
Some twang.
Yeah.
What's the other band? The one that does Interstate Love Song. That is
Stone Temple Pilots.
That is country. Now that I think about it.
Yeah,
oh God, you just ruined musical genre for me.
Oh my God. Oops. So I also went and saw Bad Friends, the podcast. That was really fucking funny. We were the first stop on their tour, and so they had to work out all the kinks. There was this. So the Dalai Lama. You heard about this shit going on with the Dalai Lama, Philip? I probably not, because I brought it up and you just literally did.
Is this the one where he throws his sandals on the sidewalk and they're like, "Those are really expensive sandals," and he's like, "They don't belong to me."
If only it were that innocent, Philip. If only it were that innocent. The Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama.
What? Oh, is this the one where there was one about an old dude like sniffing a boy or something like that?
No, that's our president. That's not the Dalai
okay.
Lama, Philip. You
Dude,
silly boy.
He's
That's how he's still alive. He's stealing the youth through his nose on all the children. So the Dalai Lama told a kid to suck his tongue in front of a bunch of cameras.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, I saw the meme, but I thought it was just a meme, like lizard people in the government or something.
It is not a meme. It actually happened. And so there's a reason I'm bringing this up. This isn't a random 9/11 tangent for me. So in the Bad Friends thing, Bobby Lee made Andrew Santino Dalai Lama kiss him on stage, and then 2 separate other times, because you know how comedy shows work, they loop around, you know what I mean? And that is a funny bit. So they got 2 strangers to Dalai Lama kiss each other, and then later on in the Q&A at the end of the show, a guy was like, "Can I Dalai Lama kiss you, Bobby Lee?" And Bobby Lee's like, "Why is it always me? Why is everyone do it to me?"
God. Gross.
And that was the thing too, is like Andrew City was like, "This is the first stop on the show, and everyone's going to be getting tickets." Like, "Hey man, there's a lot of guys kissing each other at this show. We gotta go. We gotta go check it out." He's like, "This is what we're going to be known for."
Pretty good.
Creator Clash was also good.
Other news. We didn't really time this out right, and this is actually our 100th episode. We were going to do something for it, but scheduling got mixed up, and so we're doing Star Wars or whatever. But 100 episode speech. Thanks, guys. I knew we could make it. We were going to do it no matter what. Deal with it. But 100 episodes, if I were to soapbox for a moment, it's pretty insane that we made it this far. But honestly, 100 episodes is not hard. I think 3 episodes, it was like the hardest it got. Like those first ones were so bad. Like if anyone's thinking about like, oh, maybe like I want to make my own thing, like you should just make it. And it's going to suck probably in the beginning, but 100 times down the road, like 100 episodes later, you're going to be like, this really isn't that bad.
It's actually fun. I actually look forward to this now.
Yeah.
This is a funny hang. It's to the point where me and Philip just don't tell each other things anymore, because it's like, this will be fun. Like everything that happens is content now to me. You know what I mean?
We just don't talk to each other. Like in there, like finished Super Meat Boy in the chat with Nave on the mic or whatever, and I'm like, I finally fucking did it after like 40 hours of my life. I didn't say anything to him at all. I'm like,
he's just like, yes, and I'm like, what was that? And he's like, oh, nothing.
You want to play some Star Wars?
Yeah.
Just move on. We just don't talk to each other anymore.
That's how you make a good podcast. Like imagine living with your co-host and you don't speak for an entire week until record date, and you only talk for an hour. That's good podcasting.
That's so funny. It's like your friends come over and you guys aren't talking to each other, and they're like, "Man, are they gonna get divorced soon?" And then they hear your podcast, and you guys are just explosive, like just talking to each other.
I can tell you about this.
Yeah, that's so fucking funny.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're not divorced yet, but.
Well, I mean, you guys have a great relationship together. I was listening to one of your other episodes, and you were talking about your trek through the Star Fox lineage, and now she came in to watch it. And I'm a big Star Fox fan myself.
Yeah.
Just if they could just tone down the furriness. Like,
oh my god, dude! I have been getting bombarded on YouTube with this furry game, this ad for a furry mobile game with this furry with birth given hips and huge tits, and I'm like, what is going on? And I stop every time I see it. I'm like, I stare at it for a second, like, what is this? And that is why, because there's telemetry, and you don't have to click on ads. If you stop scrolling and you look at the ad, they give that information to the ad sharers. They know. And so now it is just all furry fucking shit on my fucking Twitter, on my Facebook. Like I jumped anime t-shirts and hoodies, and now I'm in furry territory, and I feel so uncomfortable. But it's like a train wreck. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh, I have to look. I have to rubberneck real quick. Oh god, quack.
God.
Oh man.
What are we doing again?
I don't know.
Anyways, let's thank our patrons. Insane Cracker, Nick and Knight, Hovel, Michael Superbacker, and Galactic Pinecone. We are actually working at a semi-deficit at this point because we're paying for Zencaster. Even though, Nave, I felt like we could just scam him and break the terms of service. But Nave, being the good boy, he's got the little angel halo in Fable, and I got like the horns, and I'm balding, and I'm getting overweight because I'm evil. But because apparently, people that look like that are evil. But whatever. So thank you, patrons. And if you want to hear more great content, I know me and Nave are in the works for like 3 different shows that we have in development. There's one involving fighting games that I really want to get going, but Nave will never answer the damn party invites. I'm like, hey man, let's work on this. And he's like, I'm going to play some Vampire Survivors and Pokemon. I'm like,
well, that's the thing too, because it's like I want to play. I kind of want to play fighting games on the show. I want to go back to, because we did one, right?
We did.
Multiverses,
yeah.
Well, that's kind of cheating.
It's hard to do. Cool. Like I want to do a Patreon side series just about fighting games. We don't need it to be the whole episode or the whole main core thing, but this could be our side content. It was like we either wanted to do something on fighting games, or we wanted to do something. Well, I wanted to do something basically where we just discuss animals that we hate. We got a little taste of that.
Dude, just so everybody knows, Philip is the idea guy. Like I kind of like PR, and like I run screens on the internet for our show, but Philip is the one. Philip came up with co-op. Philip came up with listening together. Philip's trying to do the if Philip asks me for feedback and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. Sounds like shit. Yeah, but I thought that this show sounded like shit.
Show up. At this point, I'm like, I'm making the choices now. I just need you to show up, mate. And you know what? You're not showing up. You're like, I'm gonna go see a better podcast perform, and I'm gonna go hang out with my girlfriend, and I'm like, no, stop it, we gotta make internet stuff.
Dude, but there is one thing I want to do, Philip. Last week we read a deranged I said deranged like 18 times this show, haven't I? I reread an insane Reddit post about the lowland gorilla, and I forgot that I read it, and so when I re-listened to it, I almost had a stroke and crashed my mail truck. It was so funny to me, because I want to do a show where we just read crazy shit. I just want to read crazy shit now. Like I was like, this is great.
I have dedicated a portion of our notes to things I have uncovered from the Reddit. Sadly, nothing is ever going to stand up to the majesty that is the lowland gorilla in Zoo Tycoon 1 is not as it seems, but I found some other things that hopefully can come close.
I wonder if there's got to be like a search engine just for insane stuff.
Insane people.
Yeah. I mean, it's like there are Facebook groups that are like, these people suck on Facebook Marketplace. And it's people going, I want $5. Oh, no, I'm selling it for $7. I hate you, bitch. And then they leave. And then like, yeah, this sucks. I thought this was a Facebook group. Because I've been trying, Philip. I started going to Facebook groups because you talk about the memes. All of them suck. They suck. I can't find the good ones.
Like I found one that's like get back here, OP, you stupid fucking pine cone, so we can bully you, or something like that. That's like the whole title, and the whole point is like somebody posts something and the post does not go their way in the comments section. Like, don't you hate it whenever, I don't know, you try to drive down the street and a homeless people walks in front of your car or something like that, and they're like, and then of course the comment section just devours them.
It's funny. It's called getting ratioed on Twitter.
Is it?
Yeah, you get ratioed. Which used to mean something else, but now it means that, yeah, people are dogpiling on you.
Can we take a break, or do you have a Twitter stuff?
No, I forgot.
All right, let's take a quick break. The music plays. Boom, 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 boom.
Dude, Chris has a PlayStation 5 right next to him, and it is... PlayStation 5s are so fucking big, dude.
That is a long boy. It could be the perspective, though. It looks like the lens is it's like wide going narrow. I don't know what that's called.
But it just looks so funny. Like, it looks comically large. It looks like the comically large pistol in Cursed Halo.
It is.
Which, looking at it, he has reverse camera lens of you, because you have like narrow up close, but your house is actually not that much of a sphere in the back.
Yeah, I have like 128 degree camera lens. That's like, because this is a wall and this is a wall perpendicular, but like it looks like, I don't know, it looks so fucking weird when I'm trying to point it out. Like if I walk from one side to the other, it looks like I'm in an orb. It looks like I'm in a snow globe.
You move extra fast the farther away from the camera you get.
That's why we're never going to do a video portion of this podcast, because also my fucking house is always a
you
mess.
Fucking live like a, I don't know, I was going to say a homeless person, but homeless people don't have homes. So you live like
I live like Asmongold a little bit. Dude, that's the joke for like 4 people. Dude, I just threw a fucking rager last night. So it's like, I can't keep up.
Yeah, I can tell. You got the what is that, Subway? You got Subway in the background, Reese's Minis.
I don't even know what you're looking at.
It's over there. It's in the chair. The chairs you use as your tables.
Yeah, that's the chairs that I use as my table. Dude, we went to... So yesterday I went to... Like, I got off work. I tried to clean my house because I knew my mom was coming to... They went to the zoo. Apparently nothing's going on at the zoo. I tried to explain to them I talked about Zoo Tycoon on the podcast. They don't fucking understand what the fuck I'm ever talking about. So, like, my sister and my mom were just like, okay, that's nice. That's nice, Austin.
Did you ask him about the morality of zoos?
Yeah, I don't know, just being deranged. And I told about the lowland gorilla a little bit. We went to Main Event, which is just like a arcade place, right? And my sister has a son, and then her husband, or her boyfriend, I don't know what's going on, but it's Mason from Boy Scouts. Philip.
Yeah, I know Mason. Yeah, we went. We used to eat hobo dinners with him.
Yeah, we ate hobo dinners together. It's Full Circle comedy podcast. We're good at this. So we went and played at Main Event, and my sister, because I was like, God, I'm so hungry, I'm eating chicken strips, and they're like, please come over here and play this like game with the kids. And I'm like, okay. And I go over there and play the kids. They fucking love me. I'm like the cool uncle. It's pretty cool, actually. It's fun. And they were trying to play air hockey, right? And Haley just didn't want to play air hockey. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll play air hockey. And as soon as I reach for the thing, her son, he's the smallest one. He's also the meanest one. By far, he's the meanest one. He just gets in front of me, pushes me out of the way, and then reaches up because he's too small. And he's reaching for the fucking paddle. And I'm just like, oh, I guess he wants to play. So I pick him up and I hold him over the table. And it's a claw machine. And I'm moving him like a gun. I'm like moving him along the table while he's desperately trying to do the thing. And he realized that he's not fast enough to hit the puck. Also, he kept putting his hand on the table. I'd pick up his hand, like I'd hold his hand, and he'd be like, stop, don't do it. I don't want to hold a hand. And then he got his fingers hit by the puck. And he was just like, hold my hand. You know what I mean? He was like, okay, hold my hand, it's fine.
You gotta let him get hurt first, you know?
Yeah, I realized that. You gotta let the kids learn. But so he realized, he's a smart little boy. He realized that if the puck goes into his goal, he gets to hit it for free.
Oh,
so
no.
he just started letting it go in, and I'm just like, no! Like, I'm trying to make him stop, but he just won't let it. He just always lets it go in, because his favorite part was me reaching him down like a claw machine to grab the puck out and put it back on the thing. It was pretty fun. But then
It's
I
a
put him down.
non-meta strat.
Yeah, my back started killing me like within 3 minutes, and I turned around and they're just laughing because they know I'm in pain, and I'm just like, oh fuck, like they're not gonna do. And now if I put him down, he's gonna freak out. You know what I mean? Like he's got to play the game to completion now. We went and played laser tag though, and Mason beat the shit out of us. But he was fucking camping, dude. He was camping in the second floor of the laser tag room, and like he kept hitting me, and I'm like, where is he? Like I don't know where the fuck he's at. Laser tag. And I was starting to get fucking tilted playing laser tag with a bunch of kids running around. I'm like doing Rainbow Six Siege leans around fucking quarters, blasting little kids. I'm like farming these kids, dude, like they're minions in fucking League of Legends. And dude, and I still lost to Mason, like 100-something points. He had so many points. Yeah, because he was fucking blasting the kids too, and he was blasting me, and I didn't know where he was. He was like hiding somewhere. Like every now and then I'd look up because he wasn't moving. That was the thing. I told you he's camping. He's camping like a Call of Duty player. Laser tag's fun though. I didn't realize how fun laser tag was.
Speaking of laser tag, Battlefront 2 2017.
Oh shit! That's a good one.
So developed by DICE, who did Mirror's Edge and Shrek Extra Large. DICE is a known subsidiary of EA. They made other games too. I don't really remember them.
You spelled Shrek wrong. He said it with a CK at the end. It looks so fucking stupid.
I feel like I've been Shrek'd at this point.
God damn it.
Published by EA, known for The Sims and Titanfall. Let's see. Released November 2017, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Store description. Embark on an endless Star Wars TM journey from the best-selling Star Wars TM video game franchise of all time. Experience rich multiplayer battlegrounds across all three eras, prequel, classic, and new trilogy, or rise as a new hero and discover an emotionally gripping single-player story spanning 30 years. Steam store. I did not look at the price, but I assume it's probably like $30.
Dude, I remember as a kid, this is how, like, I think I might be a little autistic, but when I was a kid, I used to I would get visibly and verbally angry at Star Wars because at the very beginning it's like a long time ago, and I'm like, this is clearly the fucking future. Like I don't know who they're trying to fool. This is not the past. We didn't have these things in the past. You stupid bastards, you're lying to me. I just learned how to read, and I know that that's not true. Like, what do you mean?
As a child, you were reading the intro scroll.
Yeah, I would try. I couldn't read fast enough. It was like
negotiations
a game.
On Naboo. They were
Oh my god.
I mean, but doesn't Mos Eisley, where Luke lives, kind of look like Jesus times?
Yeah. It's like a shitty little space village. We talked about this on the pod too. A lot of little space villages.
See, it's a long time ago.
So, Chris, this is where we talk about our history or preconceptions with the series or the game specifically. Do you have any history with Star Wars?
What?
I actually have a little bit of an obsession with Star Wars.
Okay.
Looking directly in front of me, I have two holocrons to my right and Mando's Corvette to the left. So I have a bunch of Star Wars shit. I am obsessed with Star Wars. My wife and I do a whole month dedicated to Star Wars in May, and I cannot wait because I have withdrawals already.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Mando, you see them latest episodes?
Oh dude, I cannot
insane.
wait. I can't wait for Wednesday.
Like, dude, just in this last, like, Jack Black's there, by the way. Bowser himself was in the
Bowser.
Was it the latest one? I don't
know. I think it was the latest one.
Not just that. We got a Dooku reference too, and Dooku's my boy. And I'm like, oh my god, Jack Black and Dooku in the same episode. Of course, Dooku wasn't actually there because
doo-doo.
Yeah. Was he the one that died?
Yeah. He sadly passed away.
Spoilers.
No,
real life. We already lived through that. It's not a spoiler anymore.
Not Lord of the Rings as well, but yeah. Mando.
Did he play Frodo?
No,
I don't know anyone else in Lord of the Rings.
So
Gollum.
Grogu now has like a mech suit. I want to see him kill people with that mech suit.
He has not killed anyone with the mech suit. Sadly,
I can't wait to see him crushing helmets.
Dude, missed opportunity. It was like right at the beginning when he gets a mech suit. like once he Titanfalls it, there's like the little mechanic that climbs out of the mech suit, and he's like, "Baby, no squeeze." I'm like, "Yo, he's about to squeeze the crap out of this guy with the mech suit." Like, talk about a Chekhov's lightsaber just waiting to be swamped, you know. But it never happened. I was very let down in that scene where he just bumped into things.
Yeah, he kept saying no, so at least he knows his boundaries.
Pretty much.
It's probably pretty cathartic for Philip because he never gets to talk about. I didn't even know he liked Star Wars, but he knows I don't like it.
Oh yeah. Any other history or preconception before we jump to the next person?
I said it a lot last year while I was doing Star Wars month, but Star Wars used to give me really fucking bad anxiety because everybody's dying at the same time and somehow they all survive.
Yeah.
But now I absolutely love it. So it's so good.
What about you, Nave? What's your history or preconception with Star Wars or Battlefront?
I am notorious Star Wars disliker. I frown like Kiryu when I see Star Wars memorabilia. I'm like, I'm upset a little bit. I'm just joking. People can like what they like. I just don't like Star Wars. I like anime and shit. So, which is just Star Wars for losers. So I mean,
yeah, like Star Wars is literally just Space Samurai.
So was this Philip's idea to do this episode on Battlefront?
Yes.
So like Kiryu, when he brought it up, you just went like,
Bruce said, I guess.
There's this amazing picture of Kiryu looking at his cell phone and
yeah,
that was me when I saw that.
I can tell he's like, that game is 114 gigs, Philip.
Yes, that's the first thing I said. Any excuse. I actually really like Battlefront, though. I like Battlefront. I like the new ones, but I like the old ones as well. I went back and played the old second one when the online servers came back randomly. And that was really fun. That was kind of nostalgic for me. And all Star Wars stuff, I never really I don't know. It just wasn't Star Wars in my brain. Like the movies and the video games were always separate to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which they are kind of, like the extended universe of Star Wars is vast.
Well, you're a KOTOR fan, right?
Yeah, I love KOTOR. And, but it's also like, cause it's like Jade Empire and stuff like that too. I just loved old BioWare, but I also played a lot of, I played the Star Wars on the Nintendo 64. There's a pod racing game, and I didn't know it was the same movie with the fucking Misa horny, Misa fuck you. And, I don't know that guy.
That's a different movie. That's an English situation. Yeah.
See, I've noticed that Star Wars, the movies are fucking garbage, and everything else is amazing. Because the games are all fun, the series are all fun, the cartoons are all fun, but the movies are kind of like, ugh.
I have the same relationship with Star Wars as I do with Harry Potter, where I have kind of a soft spot for the first movie. And by the first Star Wars movie, I mean number one, not the original one, because I don't have any nostalgia for it, but I have nostalgia for it when I was a kid, because I was a kid when that first movie came out, and everyone was like, "Whoa!" whenever that fucking shit came out, so I had to go watch it in the theaters. And I didn't realize I'd seen it until I watched it again kind of recently. I was like, "Oh, I've fucking seen all of it."
You're like, "Oh, I literally thought racing."
Yeah, I thought it was just exposure to memes and stuff like that, like Santa's Course and yada, yada, yada. I don't know anything about really the other movies, but it's like that first one, I'm like, oh, I've seen this whole thing probably more than once. So, at least, which is the same with the Harry Potter movie. So it's like, I don't really know the older Harry Potter movies, but I know the first one pretty well. And that's kind of what Star Wars has been in my head. Mostly just video games, Jedi not Fallen Order. What's the one with Starkiller?
Oh,
Force Unleashed.
Yeah, Unleashed. Yeah,
God,
Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed is sick.
God, I would murder babies for a movie with Sam Witwer.
Force Unleashed.
How cool would I would watch a Force Unleashed movie? I really would. That's a cool concept too.
See, and the thing is, Sam Witwer is the voice of the horny guy. Darth Maul. He's the voice of Darth Maul in the cartoons.
Yeah, okay. I thought you went horny into this.
Jabba
does the eyebrows, and it's like, yeah.
Oh my god.
So he's Darth Maul. So he's already involved in the Star Wars universe, and he was Darth Maul in the Han Solo movie. But I just want to see him as a Star Killer. That's. If I can see that and get hit by a bus once I leave the theater, I'll be happy.
That's me with the Jade Empire movie. or anything. Actually, I don't really. I get scared when I see like real life adaptations of things like that I love. It always makes me really nervous.
Well, no.
That this
After
is how
Master
people are going to
Chiefs.
get exposed. Yeah, Master Cheeks and stuff like that. Like, oh no, maybe we shouldn't do this. But yeah, Star Wars is pretty cool. What do you think about Star Wars, Philip, or Battlefront, or whatever we're talking about?
Dude, I love Star Wars. Like, I've seen all the movies, you know. Like, I'm the guy that's watching like the stupid like kids Star Wars Rebels TV shows and stuff. Like, I watch all the Star Wars. I love it so much. You got
Beep Boop guy behind you.
Yeah, I got like two of them. I got Ball and I got Trash Can, and like they're the best ones. And
so their names.
I love the games too. Like, even I remember playing stupid Rogue Squadron back in the day on like GameCube, or whenever I finally got an Xbox original, I had Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy. And I remember, like, even though it was an Xbox original game, I would like force people to play it with me because it was backwards compatible. I think I think I even made Nave play it with me at some points, and it made to a point where it was like Steam summer sale 10 years ago. They had like the full Star Wars collection for like $250, like every PC Star Wars game that's ever been made. I'm like, I'm losing money if I don't buy it. So after getting that, I went back and I replayed like Echoes, Dark Empire, like all of the old stuff, Starfighter, TIE Fighter, everyone that's ever come out, and I love them all. Like, even they put I think it was Starfighter on Game Pass as like an Xbox original title or something like that, or maybe Games for Gold.
I love how they did that though, honestly.
Yeah, and I went back and I replayed that one, and I'm like, this game is so good. And
is that the Obi-Wan one?
I think Obi-Wan is Jedi Survivor.
Game. Is it?
Jedi Outcast, something like that.
No,
Outcast. I can see the box in my head.
So there's an Obi-Wan where you control Obi-Wan, and then there's an Obi-Wan where you control Obi-Wan in his Jedi fighter.
Okay, the Obi-Wan was interesting, like the original Obi-Wan was, because you actually use like the right stick to control the lightsaber when you move it around,
like Metal Gear, like Metal Gear Solid 2.
They were still working out the kinks back then. The only reason I know about this Obi-Wan game, I never played it, but I remember going to the skating rink and you could turn in like 200,000 tickets and get Star Wars Obi-Wan. And I remember always seeing it and being like, oh, one day the video game will be mine. I don't even have an Xbox.
I remember
you remember the fucking dude? One of my seminal games on the GameCube was a game called Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Did you guys ever play that?
Yeah.
Dude, I was hoping that I literally was really hoping that the what is it? High on Rick and Morty High on Life game was going to be like Star Wars Bounty Hunter a little bit. Kind of wasn't, but
see, I played a lot of it, and I remember not understanding anything and not leaving the first area. But I also didn't know a lot of English back then, so that.
Well, they give you like a text dump at the beginning of the level. Like, your target is Garfunkel, a single Funkel, and you need to go kill him. But make sure you do not get spotted by these guys as you jetpack around the city. And I'm like, I'm just going to go kill everyone in the level.
It's as long as nobody can see you, even if they're dead, it's still stealth.
Yeah.
What is the Star Wars game where you have you're the clone troopers? And it's
Republic Commando.
Arms.
Republic Commando.
Yeah, that one's fucking really good too.
I need to play that.
We're just talking about Star Wars games we like now. I guess I do like Star Wars. I mean, there's a lot of Star Wars games I like.
You guys were on the money. You're like, the games are good. And I just think I think Star Wars is a fantastic setting. The movies drop the ball so many times, but they give so much set dressing. You can make like tabletop RPGs, board games, video games. Anything can happen in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, dude.
But the movies are just like goofing it up every step of the way. But I love the characters.
They just got to dump the Skywalkers, get rid of them, and just do something else. Because fucking Rogue One was incredible. No Skywalker in sight. It was amazing.
I don't even think there was lightsabers
like the Halo
in sight.
Thing,
it was
isn't
just. Wait, talking about Halo? Was it Legends or?
Well, I'm just talking about Halo in general. Like, ODST was phenomenal, no Master Chief, so it can happen. Halo Wars is great; those are great stories. Like, Star Wars has that small universe syndrome. Halo's suffering from it a little bit because it's so attached to Master Chief. Like, I don't want to see a mainline Halo game with no Master Chief. They tried to do it with five fucking blue dick. It's terrible, but it's like they tried to do something, and if they actually committed to the thing they thought they were going to do, it would have been great. And I think Star Wars has that problem too. Also, there's an Age of Empires Star Wars game, and it's fucking awesome. Like
Empire War?
RTS. Yes.
Yeah.
It's so good.
All right, so that's our preconceptions, I guess. Hours played. When I looked this morning, I had 20 hours in Battlefront 2. Nave, you had 14, so you definitely put in some time.
Yeah.
Chris, if you were to estimate your game time, how much time do you think you put into Battlefront 2?
This game came out in 2017. I remember having about 30 hours after I finished the single player mode and the DLC for the single player mode. So I would say somewhere about 50 to 60.
Yeah, that's quite a handful. I know in my friends list, I had I only got 50 friends on Xbox, but 20 of them have played this game. And I was ninth on the leaderboard for game time. So many people put in days of their lives into this game. And I can see why. The production value is insane in this game.
It's very pretty.
And it wasn't always like that. When this game came out, it was terrible. It was actually not good. So after they dropped the whole loot box stuff and they were just like, okay, we're going to actually put effort into making a good game after the fact, it took off. It's a million times better now.
This is the game where I made the infamous YouTube poop of the Hawaii senator. You remember? I want to link it in this one again. We get to what is that? There's a mod with Ashley and she has double Z boobies. Dude,
I don't doubt it.
Something's going on with the Resident Evil community. Something's wrong with you guys.
The game is good enough that everyone's coming out for it.
Oh my god! There's this YouTuber called Some Black Guy, and he modded Resident Evil 2 with Mr. X, and he made him as erect as anyone could ever be. It is so funny. And he's getting chased by it's so funny. I'm still looking for my damn Battlefront. Here it is. Battlefront 2 is a trap. This is 10 seconds long. I gotta show this.
All right, link it. I guess I'll watch it.
Oh, Chris, you've seen this before. You can watch it again though.
Yeah, I'll watch it again.
5 years ago, 400 views.
This game is a Star Wars themed online casino designed to lure kids into spending money. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap.
Oh my god. It's a trap. Stupid. He had to know, didn't he?
No, I don't know. I think someone wrote that. I think someone wrote that speech for him, and then they snuck "It's a Trap" in there, and it just flew right under the radar for him. He just said it very seriously.
God. Such a good Star Wars meme, though. Listeners at home, once again, it is a politician discussing the predatory loot box practices by EA in Star Wars Battlefront 2, and he drops the line, "It's a trap," with a completely straight face. And, of course, Nave did funny edits. And put Admiral Akbar in there.
The JoJo guitars in the background were chef's kiss.
I was like, Philip, maybe edit it in there just because it's only 30 seconds long, but then it's probably we're going to get YMCA'd, probably.
Stupid. So let's just run down the modes real quick since I don't know how much time we have. There's co-op missions. It's just a single player, but it's multiplayer without any enemies. And we had an Anakin that just stood in the base and swung his lightsaber around, but somehow still got more kills than me and Nave. I don't know why. I asked Nave, what's your quote for this one? He says, "It's weird, but the same thing as the multiplayer. We shoot guys and win or lose. These co-op missions why are they even there?"
See, I that's one of the modes where I've always wanted to play with somebody, the co-op missions, because, Star Wars with a buddy is always fun. But
yeah,
my cousin came over to stay with me when this game came out, a few months afterwards. And we're like, yeah, let's play co-op missions on Battlefront. And then we're like, we can't play couch co-op. Fuck this shit.
No split screen. Next one, Starfighter Assault. This is where you get to fly the ships around, and it's just like War Thunder. And I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. Until you realize there's only 3 ships and a set of objectives. And all the ships seem pretty much the same, except some are just generally worse than the others. You're like, why would I not just be the most basic ship?
And it's full of bots.
There's bot ships. There's other players that are just unstoppably good for some reason, I guess.
Because that's the only game mode that they play, I imagine.
Yeah, they have max level ships. We haven't talked about the progression system yet, but we'll get to it.
It's 2 humans on each team and the rest are bots, and it's disappointing.
Which supposedly this game suffers from low population problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we noticed that pretty quickly in these lesser game modes where there'd be us and 2 other people. or something like that. And it would keep us on the same team because we had a full party of 4 bros all gaming. And so we would keep us on the same team. So we would drop into a 8v8 and it would be like 6v2 on the
yeah, because it would keep us all together. It doesn't do the chivalry thing where it's always dicing the team up. This game's always keeping you together, for better or worse. Usually worse, because that's not a fun game. Hunting down 2 people.
No, that was bad. That was a deathmatch. And I asked Nate for a quote on this one. And he just said, blast him. Because that's all. We would just walk in circles. I think we were rebels, and we were just looking for stormtroopers. We'd come around the corner and see one of the 2 people in the match, and we were like, blast him. And we just lit them up.
That's so fucking stupid. In the Starfighter Assault, by the way, yeah, we skipped that. My only note, I'm not very helpful when it comes to the notes. My only note on Starfighter Assault was, get us the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that was bad. Okay, this one's interesting, though. Heroes and villains. Chris, you play any of the heroes villains?
I did once, and I got stuck as Leia the entire time. And I got stuck as Leia on the Rebel side, and then when we played the Imperial side, I got stuck as Leia's equivalent, but Imperial. It sucked. I was like, I'm not playing this shit. Everybody's running around with lightsabers, and I got like a fucking dinky blaster. Fuck that.
Yeah, I messed up too.
The blaster classes are pretty strong. I feel like they probably rescale them. Dude, yeah, some of the, like, we were getting spanked by a Han Solo and Leia whenever we played that one match. And we looked and they were like a level 99 Leia. They only play Leia.
Yeah, and that was the problem because I was level 1. What's his
name?
You were Jango. Jabba the Hutt?
No.
Jango the Hutt.
Or you were Boba. One of those.
Boba the T. That's who I was. And,
you're Master Chief. You're like, I want to be the Master Chief.
That's it. I was calling him Master Chief. That's who I wanted to be. And so I was getting sliced and diced over and over again instantly. And I was like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do.
Like, Trash Can wasn't available, so I played ball, and I was just rolling out there trying to taser people, and I was just doing nothing. And our bros that were playing with, they're like, yeah, that one really sucks when you're low level because you don't have any of the perks to like your weapons, so you're literally not going to be able to kill anyone. And I'm out there just trying to taser people, and you can see their health slowly tipping down, and they just run over and chop me twice in half, and I just fold and all myself.
Dude, that was the thing, because I would walk around a corner and there'd be a guy at the end of a hallway and I'd shoot him, pew, right in the butt. He'd turn around like whoosh, and his fucking cape flutters in the wind, and then he fucking teleports to me, and I'm just like, okay, I'm dead.
I guess I'm dead now. This game mode seems like it has potential because it almost feels like I don't. It's so weird because like Heroes and Villains was so fun in the original Battlefront 2. But this one, it was not fun. Maybe it's because of the progression system. Like, I know a skill issue, but I feel like the level 99 players might have had slight advantage on us level 1 guys.
Yeah, no, it's insane. The level scaling in this game is terrible. It's so fucking bad.
You think the game was better off as far as balance was concerned when the game was loot box based? Do you think maybe this is tied to the patched together progression system that they had to panic?
I don't know. How do you feel about pay to win?
You know how I feel about paying money in video games with microtransactions. You know I'm a sucker. And I'll do it.
I'm a whale. Come get some oil.
I did it in Inshin, which is a single player game.
Oh,
I bought the little mochis that give you extra experience. I fucking did it all.
See, what they should have done is get rid of the loot boxes and get rid of the whole leveling shit and just made everybody level 99 so that it's all even.
Finally, cool. We'll get into it more when we talk about supremacy, but like even the weapons are like level gated or like challenge gated. So the whole game, I had to start with this little dinky blaster pistol because I really like playing the officer. But I'm like, man, I wish I had the blaster that had a scope because I get killed by another officer and I can see his loadout, and it's like he has variable zoom 6 and 8 times. He has like bonus like clip percentage, like he has all these bonuses, and I'm like, man, I feel like I'd be funner if my character was stronger.
Yeah.
And it is sad a little bit, but it's like you run into the Call of Duty problem where it's like, why isn't this a problem in Call of Duty where there is a level progression with weapons and stuff like that? And I think it's because you prestige. You prestige and you lose all of that. So there's always an influx of people who don't have the best shit. It's always going on. I don't know if the new Call of Duties are like this. I'm thinking about Modern Warfare and Black Ops when I grew up, like back in my day.
You're referring to Call of Duty 4, actually, not Modern Warfare.
Oh yeah, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, not Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Thank you, Philip. The leveling system with it's so stupid. Like being able to like prestige and it being like a badge of honor, like you being prestige level 3 but losing everything, it's like never a big deal because there's always people prestiging and losing everything. In this game, I don't think there's that. So everyone just levels up and always gets stronger. So the new players like me and Philip show up and just get fucking stomped into the dirt, and we're like, this sucks. It's kind of like a world, or not World of Tanks, but there are a lot of games that have issues that are similar to this.
Yeah. Next mode, probably Strike Extraction. We played this, and this one got really sweaty because this was like a defend the point. And for some reason, this one got us. Like we got in a group of a lot of players, and all of a sudden, I'm like, this is actually like, this is getting fun, but it was more sweaty and try hard than fun.
Yeah.
This is where I'm like, this game has the bones of a good shooter. I just wish that the rest of it was there. It was like, all right, let's play Halo, but you only get one gun for the whole game. And I'm like, all right, that's fine, I guess. Or it's like, you have abilities, but they're all base abilities. I'm like, you don't get to do anything cool. And we were clones versus the droids, and we were in Utapau or something like that. I'm like, this is awesome. This is the game I want to play.
Which, by the way,
we ended up losing, I think.
I fucking hate fighting the droids because they blend in to every environment besides the snow one. And I just like, there's a droid in the little tree hut in the Ewok house that's wobbling from side to side, and he looks just like a stick. He's like a stick bug. I can't see him. Like, and he's just like blended in with everything.
Yeah, Nave was very upset about the camouflage capabilities, even though 3 of the 6 factions, 3 of them are just dudes in white armor.
Yeah, but it's like I'm a dude in white armor standing against a tree. Like I just fucking and then suddenly I'm just a black outline of a human being because they just blasted the shit out of me because they see me from across the universe.
Now that's not so fair. I mean, there is a lot of customization as far as looks go. Like if you look just in like the base clone trooper, there is like 40 different skins, and then like variations on those skins where it's like lore specific. This is the armor worn by the 307th during the invasion of Felucia, and I'm like, wow, this is great for our peers, probably.
Yeah, the people who have all of this stuff unlocked, and I'm unfortunately not one of those people.
Man, should have bought more levels.
Yeah, you should have bought more loot boxes.
When I had the chance 4 years ago.
They fucked up so hard.
So that was Strike Extraction. I didn't get any notes on that one. I think you just said, get me the fuck out of here again. And
we had fun, but we lost hard. Like, we lost every round. We just couldn't beat the enemies. And at first, it was weird, too, because at first, there's a problem with this game, especially in low population. I'm glad I remembered this. There was 2 people on the enemy team. The game never progressed. There's no timer. The game didn't progress because they had a certain amount of lives that we had to kill them. Their objective was to go in and blow up our fucking porn stash or whatever the fuck's going on in there. And it's like, they just hid in the back. And we couldn't shoot them because there's a fucking wall there that says, go turn back now or you're going to seppuku and we're going to blow up your body. And it's like, you can't go that way. Like, we were like genocide running after them, just run like D-Day, sprinting at them, dying to either like one headshot or whatever. And it's like, eventually the game populated, and like, because we sat there for like 15 minutes and the enemy team got really strong players, and then we just couldn't win because they were just better than us at that point. So I was very sad and salty spaghetti about that. I was also eating spaghetti the whole time we were playing that game.
All right, the next game mode, this one we really want to talk about is Ewok Hunt. Chris, did you get a chance to do this one?
I have never been able to play this mode. I don't know where to find it. I've looked for it like crazy and I can't find it. It's a
sub menu in like other games. Like the menu system is terrible in this game as well, by the way. Like the UI is like, Nave, I don't know if you saw it because I was party leader the whole time, but it is like you jump in there and there's like big instant action. You don't do that. You have to like tab over one tab with like the right bumper, and then you have the game modes. And then the game modes are like Conquest, Supremacy, which is like one giant tile on your screen, because we have these 72-inch screens that we're playing. I'm like, I need a giant tile so I can identify which one to click on.
Yeah, take me to the good one.
The middle one is like starfighters or something like that. And the next one's like others. And in the other category, there's like strike extraction and death mode and all that. And then there's like another tab, I think, and that one has like Ewoks and like hero battle in it. And so it's like you need to like go 3 tabs in just to find this one. This is the problem.
Zoo Tycoon?
I know, like the Zoo Tycoon situation where we need the lowland gorillas in the gorilla tab.
What the fuck?
So stupid. So it's really hard to get there. But this one was so much fun. I was so surprised. God. This was like the gym that, like, I talk about, I love the Star Wars universe. This is like they found a piece of the Star Wars universe that's away from everything else. And they're like, we're going to hyper focus on this. And this is going to be one mode. And it is awesome. Like, I love it so much.
Game.
That's it. Could have been like this game, like, forget, was it Back for Blood or Left 4 Dead or whatever that is? Like, give me just the Ewok hunt game mode in stupid Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Dude, it's so great. So the game mode itself, it's dark. That's the first thing. It is dark in the woods. It's like they're camping, Boy Scouts style, but it is dark in the woods, and everyone has flashlights, which I've never seen a flashlight in a fucking Star Wars anything. Like I didn't know they had flashlights. I thought they were just progressed past that. They were past that on the tech tree.
Yeah,
I think Mando has one.
So everyone's walking around with flashlights, which have batteries. You can't have it on the whole time. But so you're walking around, and that's one team. The clones,
Imperials,
right? And the other team is the Ewoks, who are tiny and you can't see
Teddy
them,
bears,
and they're in the dark, and they have night vision. So, and also the fucking flashlights are fucking, now all of China knows you're here the moment you fucking use one. Yeah. And so at first, at the beginning of the game, no one was using their flashlights. But the moment like 2 people started using them, because you could hear Ewoks scuttling around you, you're like, you turn on the flashlight. It's like The Thing. It's like Alien, right?
Everyone's pointing their flashlights around. You can like see everyone like pointing in the same direction.
Yeah. And it's so funny too, because like you see one person use their flashlight, and then 3 people use their flashlight and look where they're looking, because they're like, "What do you hear? What do you see?" And it's so funny. And so the Ewoks, what you got to do as the Imperials is you just survive. The Ewoks have to kill all of the Imperials, and it's like Halo infection, where if an Ewok kills one of the Imperials, you respawn as an Ewok. So the horde of Ewoks just gets bigger and bigger. And all you have are sticks.
You get killed, and you come back to life as a little teddy bear with sticks.
And it's like you're always killing these little bears, but they just keep respawning. And it's so funny because like we eventually made it to like a watchtower, and we're like, "Oh, we just got to hold on this watchtower," and we hear. As they're like crawling around, and then someone will flash a light, and they'll see one. They're like, as they're like running up the ramp, they're like, blast them! And all of a sudden, you see all these red lasers just like showering on this Ewok, and like, as he just gets shot.
It's so funny because Philip and Jesse were alive when they found the tower. Me and Dontre had died by then, and we were both Ewoks. And me and Dontre are just like, we're just focusing because we're just trying to kill you guys. And you just see. Like someone do a flashlight on me on the bridge, and I'm like, like a tear spotlight, and then Phil's like, get him, and I'm like, no, just dodging, just trying to stab him with my spear.
So good.
Oh, but that is awesome.
The highlight, though, is that the Ewoks have night vision, they have sticks, and they also have a signature move, which is to sound the horns. The do-do-do-do.
Dude, it's so good because the forest is so big. So I'm just every single time the horn was up, I don't even know what it does. I think it maybe gives us attack speed or something. It's probably a buff, but every time it was up, I would immediately and then in the background you'd hear like someone far away, someone sounds the horn. And I can only imagine what it was like for Philip and Jesse in their fucking treehouse with their shaking little blashes, and they just hear
it's like
just because everyone would do it. Like the moment if someone would.
Well, you guys are on Care Bear Adventure. We're up there in space Vietnam, just sweating. It's like we can't see anything without our flashlights on. Like it is like aggressive darkness. This is like an Unreal like game mod, like Unreal engine. If they just never put a light source in beside your flashlight, and so we're up there in the towers, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, the transport's here. We got to get to the chopper, and like we all leap out of the tower in just a huge swarm, and we hear It's all they're like scurrying around our feet and stuff. They start stabbing us, and we're just blasting as we're sprinting because we're like, no, if you get left behind, you get left behind. And meanwhile, I just get stabbed to pieces, and they just like crumple my little armored body, and I'm like, I guess I'm an Ewok now. Don't let them get away.
It's so funny because they're all running so fast, and we're just like, ah! And you have like a fucking little fucking like what is it, David and Goliath sling with like fireflies on it that slows them down with fucking space juice, and you throw it at them, and as the moment one of them got hit, because you just see 300 like the fucking like the arrows falling, you just see a million of them. The moment one of the stormtroopers got hit by one, everyone would swarm and just fucking stab him. It's so funny.
Such a great game mode.
And we only played one level, but someone survived, one lone person, and we were on his ass. We were so, and he got out. Like, I was right there when he climbed into the fucking ship. I was like ready to stab him. Oh man, he must have been screaming.
I need to play that mode.
It's the best mode in the game, honestly. Like, you expect, like, oh,
passionate.
Heroes sounds cool. Like, because it's like, oh, lightsaber fights. But honestly, shaky stormtroopers with death teddy bears is so much better.
And then when you die, you become part of the hive. That's awesome.
Yep. Specifically, it says the player's name. Like, up on the thing, it says, was lost to the forest. So it'd be like, was lost to the forest when they joined the other team.
It's so funny, dude. They knew what they had when they made that.
Yeah, see, once they like honed in, that is like the move. So the final game mode, there's Conquest, which is just like one round of Supremacy. But Supremacy is the big dog. This is the I'm going to waste your whole afternoon type game type. We talk about not having a timer on the Extraction one. This one does not have a timer, and you have to win twice for the game to end. It's God. You have to win on land, then you go up to space. Really cool thematically, like really cool. Then you have to fight in their spaceship, siege to the core of it, plant the bomb or blow up their cores or whatever, whatever you said, or like blow up their porn stash, and then you win the game. But God, the teams just feel so unbalanced with the droids versus the clones.
That's so bad. We
were clones every time. And it was fun, the fight against Grievous, because Grievous is a horrific monster. And like we'd just be walking around and then be like, Nave, or we'd be like, guys, look out, I think Grievous is in here. And just as like we go around the corner, we hear, as Nave just gets chopped by the lawnmower that is Grievous. We're like, Nave, get down, as he's already been dissected 5 different ways.
Yeah, it's so much more fun to be a regular dude. It's like, it's way better than the Heroes, because on paper the Heroes mode, Heroes versus Villains, sounds really cool to be like Han Solo versus Darth Vader and stuff, but it's like, it's so much more fun to have the big battlefield going on, like being the random peons fighting Darth Vader. I think that's so much more fun. And it's funny too, because like we'll be in the little spaceship, we'll turn a corner, and then I just hear Don Troy go, "It's Grievous!" and then he dies, and then I'm like, "Oh, blast him!" and then I die, and it's like, and Grievous Grievous has a special move, his fucking hidden move, where he turns into a crab and scuttles around really fast, and I'm like, like it's the worst fucking thing. It's the scariest thing in the Star Wars universe is seeing that.
It's like you see Maul and you're like, oh, it's Maul. Or you see Space Martian Butt Munch #2. I don't remember his
the Butt Ugly Martian. That's what we call him.
Whatever.
Who plays that guy?
His name is like Gordy. I don't remember. I should have looked up the hero names, but he's just one of the blaster types. And you're like, oh, that's whatever. But when you see Grievous come around the corner, like you just get filled with dread. God.
Dude, even Yoda, Yoda's a little ball of energy, bro. Like that dude's
Yoda's
jumping
terrifying.
around like a... I was like, he's all the way over there. I could kill him. He's the guy I was thinking of when you see him across and his butt, and then he just leaps right into your face. And you're like, like a jump scare. Like it's fucking
the frog. He's eating me. So, Chris,
I really wanted to get into the new trilogy Supremacy mode.
Yeah.
Every single time that I tried, I was the only one trying to get into that mode.
So apparently, from what we heard from, I think it was Dontre maybe, was talking about they have ceased all support for this game. And there was supposed to be Supremacy expansions for, what was it? What's the old one called? The Empire and Republic and the New Republic were supposed to get expansions on that, which included the space levels and like fighting zones and all that. But the only ones they added apparently were the clones. or the clone era in the Separatist. So that's why we were playing clones for spots, because I think those might have been the only ones that had a full space part of the conquest. So that might be the most populated one.
Yeah. So that one in Republic versus Empire were always populated, but I just think that people hate the new trilogy, and that's why
I don't doubt it too.
Nobody was there because they added like extra costumes after the final movies came out. So you have Rey with her golden lightsaber, you have John Boyega with his cornrows and stuff. So like. I wanted to play as John Boyega with his cornrows, but I couldn't because nobody was getting into that mode.
So,
what are these Reddit posts, Philip?
It's just dumb stuff I found on the internet. So on my Reddit scrub, we can jump into that. We just found one guy. He was just bitching. He says, "I'm sick of being put on the shit team. I'm always the only one trying to capture objectives and defend the last stage on the ship, while my team just goes for points and goes to become a hero." I cry about it.
I think there was a YouTube video.
He linked to YouTube video.
Yeah, it says the YouTube video has been removed from YouTube. So I think this guy got blown the fuck out, or whatever you call it on Facebook.
It did not go with him. There's not that many people replied, and like it doesn't look like there's any upvotes or downvotes. This was from 6 days ago. This guy just posted it, so people are actively.
I didn't even realize this was 6 days ago.
God. Which the supporting, they're actually pretty nice. God, so stupid. They're like, here's a workaround. When you're losing, look at a name on the opposing team. Quit out, go to your recent player list, and join the game of the player that you said was on the better team. Now you're on the winning team.
You can just do that.
I guess so. But what gets me
is just have it, because there's a lot of games where you just like chivalries like that, where you can just
switch teams. I don't know, man. Like, all the comments are actually really supportive, but I would make fun of this guy if he said this to me in real life. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why are my teammates always bad? Even though, like, we always say that about, like, League of Legends.
Oh my God. But that's real in League of Legends. That's
real.
Is
it real?
No, but it is real in fucking Battlefront, too. Because remember when we did the co-op mode? There's a co-op mode where it's just 4 players and then it's just bots. And so we had one guy who, as soon as he could, he picked Luke Skywalker and then just stood in the back and never did anything. And then whenever we were because we had to hold the line, right? The line. And we kept losing the line because we didn't have Luke Skywalker helping us. It was only 3 of us. And then we got to the very last one, and suddenly he's like, now is my time to farm experience, which is, I assume, what he was doing. And so he just started killing everyone as Luke Skywalker, but it was too late because we were suffering too fucking hard. We ended up losing, and he ends up the MVP because he's Luke fucking Skywalker, and all he needed to do was just help us a little bit. Fucking bastard. And that was our only experience in that.
It sucks for the hero characters because you can only have a limited amount of them on the field at a time, and it happened to me like a few days ago when I was playing, and I had 20,000 hero points, and I couldn't pick any of the hero characters.
No, because they can just sit in the player select screen and just hover Mace Windu. And the second Mace, I don't think Mace Windu's in the game, actually. Missed opportunity.
I think he is.
Is he? Okay, I never saw him.
I don't know. So
the second he becomes available, they click on him and they drop in.
Oh yeah.
And so if you're actually out there playing objectives and, like I said, on the shit team trying, defending the last stage, you will never get to be a hero because by the time you go to the menu,
sad. Yeah, you'll never get to be a hero.
You will never.
And like the thing is, I would pick Maul whenever I had an opportunity to pick somebody. For some reason, it was always Maul. So I would go grab Maul, start killing a shit ton of stormtroopers. A Yoda would show up. And I would be dead immediately. It's like it's like he has a golden gun lightsaber where it's just one touch and you're dead.
And it's weird because like the hero units only get stronger because you get individual progression only for that one hero. Yeah. So you could be a level 99 Yoda and be like, I'm just unkillable whenever I'm Yoda because I have all these perks. My game style is perfectly tuned so that I can stay alive longer as Yoda. It's like, how can we compete?
Yeah. Well, DICE games just have that problem. Like, Battlefield games also suffer from that where, like, you get to spawn in the tanks and the jets and stuff like that, but there are just people who just sit there and wait for the things to spawn, and then they just instantly click on it. So, like, you have to fight with those guys. I don't know how to fix that. You know, like, maybe if you take it, there's a tag on you that keeps you from doing it for a little while.
They fixed it in the first game. or not the first game, the second game,
Wait,
when
what?
you play as heroes. It would pop up on your screen and it would say, hey, do you want to play as a hero? Because you're literally have the highest number of kills on your team. Then you could say yes or no. If you say yes, it kills you instantly and you spawn as the hero.
Oh,
If
yeah,
you say
that's the
no,
first one.
it goes to the second
Really?
place.
Yeah,
It goes
I
person.
remember now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
that's correct. But then
so
it's
whoever
like, you know, the
performed
poopy
better-
dum-dums. Like, they don't get to be the heroes
Yeah,
anymore.
well, the skill issue.
Yeah, you're correct. Skill issue.
Yeah.
Like, so we're talking a lot of shit about the game, but the game is actually fun. I really like this game. Like, this is the one game where if somebody calls me and I have to talk to them for more than an hour, I put on this game and I just mute it and just talk to them and just focus on killing shit.
That's
Because
a great point.
There are moments where you can get into a ginormous firefight and it is the most fun that the game gets. So and you're like dying and respawning in the same place and just keep the cycle going. It's
Yeah,
great.
just in the meat grinder.
Mhm.
I think we can go right into our Steam reviews, which I just grabbed the best ones I could find, and almost there's so many that were positive. Nave, you want to read one of these?
Yes, I have the fucking Reddit thing popped up. I can't get it off. There it goes. All right, so I'll just read the first one from Perry. 20.2 hours on the game recommended. He says this game reminds me a lot of Star Wars.
It's a Star
Me
Wars-esque
too.
game.
It's like
That's
that
it.
review that you found. It's like if you want to play Tycoon, you'll be disappointed. But if you want to play Zoo,
It's like, this might be a Battlefield game, but this is definitely a Star Wars game. Next one I got from Crass Squatch with 31 hours on record. Says EA is lame, but this ain't bad.
you want to read
Yeah.
one?
Chris, you want this last one?
Oh, sure. I get it. I got it. So, nice name. Flower Plower has 128.6 hours. Holy Jesus fuck. Well, our game is good now and gaining popularity. Time to stop supporting it. EA, you champions, you did it again.
Yeah, you
It's true.
you specifically talked about like playing this game early on and how it had a lot of bugs, but
Oh, it was
it really
terrible.
came together at this point. Like, I think it's a very high quality game, but the population seems dead and there is no planned future updates for this. What are they doing?
See, the game had the loot box issue, and once EA is like, all right, we'll take it out. They made a DLC that added a bunch of stuff to the game and made the game a whole lot better. And people came back to the game, and I think the game was free on PSN for a while.
Yeah.
So it got revitalized, but people just went away because other stuff came out. I've been playing it since it came out, and I've enjoyed it the entire time. Like I said, it's my talk on the phone game. But yeah, EA kind of like, it's fixed. We're leaving.
Yeah, and it's like, I get that EA, like, they're not sole Star Wars developers anymore, right? Like, they're moving on, or the license is moving on. But this game, I feel like has so much potential. Like I didn't play that much, honestly, but I could see this game being one of the great Star Wars titles if they just tuned it a little bit better. It's like there's a lot of noise, but not a lot of like melody to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
All right, and with that, do you guys have any more meat points?
No.
All right, let's take a little break and then we'll hit our final words. Music plays. Boom, 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 boom. Damn, where you're going long. Final words. Star
Happens
Wars
a lot.
Battlefront 2, the new one. I'll take these first ones. This game's going to be a recommend for me just for the Ewok game mode alone. So if you like Star Wars at all, even a little bit, the Supremacy game mode you will actually enjoy quite a bit. It is great seeing the beautiful rendered models of all the heroes running around, cutting clones to pieces, and feeling the dread as Grievous skitters past you in crab mode. I love it. I think it's a fantastic game. But I have the Brink reference twice on one show, where this game is not enough for me as a complete package. Like, I would feel kind of disappointed if I paid $60 for this game. Like, even like, you know, back in the day, probably even more so. This game just doesn't seem to be all there. Like, the only way I could save it is like maybe if it was free to play and they were actively updating it, this game could be something. They need to trim out all the fat, though. Like, get rid of stupid Heroes vs. Villains Starfighters, a mode we didn't even play because just hearing the title made Nave physically throw up his spaghetti and read it again. Like, it was something that we did not want to touch it at all. So many of these other game modes, if you could just trim them back, cut down the 127 gigs. I don't know what you're doing. Like, I get so many of the surfaces are plastic and shiny, but we don't need that level of visual clarity, I guess. But it is so big. This game has so many problems, but I would recommend it, but probably not to buy or to keep, honestly. Just go in there, take in the sights. It's like going to Disneyland, Star Wars Land, or whatever. Like, you'll enjoy while you're there, but do not buy a $400 lightsaber. You do not need it.
Supremacy is fun.
Hey, final words, is that it?
Yeah, my final words is Supremacy is fun. Ewok Hunt, really good. I wish, I don't know. It's another game where I play it and I'm like, man, I wish this was more than it is.
Same.
Because
That's it.
It's really good. The shooting's good. We haven't even talked about the shooting in the shooting game, but the shooting's really good.
It feels like
really
a shooter.
Weird. It's funny too because it's like, man, this game's so floaty, but this is how I expect a blaster to feel a little bit. After watching the movies, and they're like, blast them, and there's a million fucking dude. The fact that you could see the lasers in the fights, like you just see fucking blue and red lasers all the goddamn time going every which direction, and I never know because you can't see a goddamn thing in this game, but it's so beautiful, and it kind of makes sense. It's like, oh shit. I kind of wouldn't see good in this fucking, like, in this, if I were here doing this right now, I probably, there's a guy hiding in the fucking tree shooting this blaster. I mean, the only reason I know he's there is because red lines keep coming at me from that direction, you know, and so you just start shooting into the bush because it's like, it really is like Space Vietnam a little bit. But, man, I mean, the Supremacy is really fun. Like, there's tanks driving around. Like, you can get this fucking T-Rex raptor leg thing and, like, fucking run around with it. Yeah, the chicken walker. I'm, like, running around in that thing. I'm like, this thing fucks. You know what I mean? Like, I've got a little, like a pew pew. What is it? UAV thing? Yeah, that helps everyone see. Like, it's like there's a lot of like cool fucking shit going on right here. It's like it's really good to like just turn your brain off and play this. My girlfriend May just played like 3 games in her entire life, and this was one of them. Like she was, I was like, you're lying. Why would you lie about this weirdly specific thing? She's like, no, I played this game, and like she has achievements and everything. I'm like, okay, well, look at that. This game has a lot of unanimous appeal. I mean, Star Wars is such a huge property. The game is it's exactly what you would expect of a Star Wars game. Like, you get to blast them. You get to cut them down with the lightsabers and stuff. I don't know what you do in Star Wars, but like it's exactly what I expect. And it's like, and I just wish that there was more people playing. Obviously, there's no control over that, but I also wish that there was just like a little bit more variety in like the goofy things. I wish there was another Ewok hunt. You know what I mean? You know how cool this game would be if it had like a Halo style Forge mode? Like, there was like some kind of like, I don't know, just make a game type mode. Like, that's all you need. Just be able to make goofy game types.
Just giving people like tools and all this like Star Wars, I don't know, like assets. They could probably make some crazy stuff.
The destructibility is something that I miss too in Battlefield games that are known for it. Like, you throw a grenade at a wall, blows the fucking wall apart. Like, Battlefield Bad Company being able to drive a tank through houses and kill everyone in the inside. It fucking feels great. Can't really do anything like that here. I guess it makes sense because there's not a lot of buildings in this game. All the buildings are like entrenched in the earth. You know what I mean? You're going into a lot of bunkers and stuff like that.
Battlefronts, oddly enough.
Yeah. So you get to find the tree houses. You can't blow the tree houses up, though. I don't remember if you had tanks in the treehouse levels, but man, it doesn't matter. I like the game a lot, though. It's a recommend from me. I think it's on Game Pass.
It is. All right, Chris, what about you? Final words?
So, I really, really like the shooting in this game. I like that you can go into first or third person mode, depending on what you feel would work best for you. But I also feel like it's kind of a little not greatly balanced because on first person mode, you got a more accurate shooting, but in third person, you hit a bigger area.
Really?
Yeah. Because you got a whole reticle, and whatever's in the reticle is bound to get hit by a laser. And you can also swap to shoot from the left or the right, depending on what feels better for you, which I really appreciate that. I absolutely fucking love the heavy gunner class because not only do you have a heavy gun the whole time, you can get an even heavier gun and just tear everything to shreds.
We didn't even talk about the classes.
Oh, the classes are all great. It's like Battlefield classes, but Star Wars and more fantastic and spacey than Battlefield.
Yeah, you can be an Ewok and a Chewbacca and a guy with a jetpack. And
I love just being the officer. It's just a guy with a pistol that says, "We can do it, boys!" And that's all
legit. I literally only played the assault class with a Gennaro gun. That's all I did, and I was like, "This is good. I'm killing this shit out of people with this guy."
I'm terrible at Call of Duty, but hopping into this game, just randomly firing my blaster, somehow the bolts reach somebody and kill them. So that's great for me. I feel like I'm contributing to the team when I finish 2 hours later and I have killed 15 people. That feels great.
Yeah. God, those conquest matches are so long though. Like I remember we went from ground fight to the ship, lost, went back to the ground, and we looked at the scoreboard, and our party of 4 was like at the top of the leaderboard because we had been in there for like an hour and had like 80 kills each, and we're like, God, why won't this end? I just want to go to sleep.
It doesn't.
And then we instantly got wiped. They just cleared us out on the ground, went to the spaceship, wiped us up there, and we're like, I don't know what happened. We just lost all of a sudden. And I think Dandre stated like, well, since we failed to take the ship, basically a lot of our teammates probably quit out and just left the game at that point. So the new wave that we got whenever we went back to the land, they just were sucky, and we got pushed in. And I don't doubt it.
I really like Battlefront 2 for the original Xbox and PlayStation. That game was revolutionary. I feel like that game's superior to this one in a bunch of ways, but I still really, really like this game. And you can find like a used copy for $5, maybe $10. So pull the trigger on it if you see it.
Philip, describe that image I just sent to you guys, both of you.
Let's see. Taking a look at this image the Nave had just sent to us, it says, "Man lost a bet and had to live life in the third person for a day. Brutal." And he has like this VR goggles on, and he has a camera extended out of a backpack behind him. Have you seen the Rooster Teeth videos of this?
No. Is this a real thing, living in third person? Because this would work. I'm looking at it like,
no.
I don't see
this was a whole series that Rooster Teeth did like 5 years ago, where they said basically they made them complete a Resident Evil style escape room zombie course type thing, combined with Metal Gear pretty much. Oh, it was more like Metal Gear. And they had different camera angles. So they had first person where you had a camera mounted to your chest. They had third person, which was a camera behind you like this, like on a little like gimbal. And then they had fixed camera angle where someone would control. They was up in the corner of the room. And so they would have to like navigate this little obstacle course in a fixed camera angle. And it's like Gavin Free just bumping into tables the whole time.
Dude, bless Gavin. He's
sounds awesome.
I need to watch this. This is great. I'm glad that I sent that random image.
I forgot what that series was called, but it was like they were just myth busting like game mechanics in real life. I don't know. Go watch that if they're still around. I don't know. Is Rooster Teeth still around? Do they do stuff?
I think they are all canceled. Isn't that something?
Yeah, they were very shitty throughout the whole what's it called? Screw Attack acquisition. And yeah, they had really terrible management, and they kind of flushed the whole company down the toilet, and the only thing that survived was Death Battle.
Rest in peace.
Death Battle. Oh, Screw Attack. Yeah, Screw Attack's Death Battle. Yeah, like I don't know what's going on with Rooster Teeth, and they're turning on the fucking Ruby people now too. I never really liked Ruby. I'm kind of just a hater, I guess. I always saw it and I was just like, ew. But everyone seems to like it a lot. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm just not me. I mean, I hate Steven Universe and all that stuff. And Philip hates me for that. What are we doing?
I don't know, Chris, did we run over your final words? Did you say yay or nay?
Yeah.
Yes, yay. Definitely yay if you can get it for $10. More than that, don't do it.
Oh, speaking of that, once again to run over your final words, Nave, I went back to the Airman Attic, the little Airman thrift store type thing, and guess what game I picked up for $4?
WarioWare Shake It.
No, an Xbox One copy of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh boy.
I know.
Boy.
What a deal. I'm pretty sure that game's like $12, $15 at GameStop, but I got it for like $4 for the Airman's Attic.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the club, bud.
I can't wait to play it. I saw him play 2 though. Does it matter? Will I lose the context?
Will you lose the context? Oh boy.
You're gonna hate the series if you haven't played 2.
I played 1 and I'm like, 1 was pretty good. I'll play the others.
3
one's where the plot wasn't lost yet.
Yeah. I actually finished 1 like a week ago for the first time ever, and it was great.
It was surprisingly good. It's funny because I replayed it or I played it for the first time after I just played the original Resident Evil 4 for the first time, and I'm like, whoa! All these old games that everyone is widely, well, this is my favorite game series of all time. But like, yeah, it turns out they were right about it.
Maybe they were onto something.
Dude, all speaking of Jack Black from fucking 25 minutes ago, Paige is younger than me, right? And she missed the whole like Tenacious D thing. So I was playing Tenacious D I think it was Kickapoo, a long ass fucking time ago. That fucking song. And she's like, this guy sounds a lot like Jack Black. And I was like, oh my god. I think I've talked about this before on the pod already. But yeah, so every time I see Jack Black, like the whole time in the Mario movie, I was like, hey, that guy, he's in a band.
Oh my god!
That's just been always a thing.
Yeah, I thought that you were gonna be like, so I had to show her something from Tenacious D, and you show her like the cock push-up laser scene. Yeah,
deactivating lasers with my dick. I fucking love that. I fucking love that song. And that whole movie is great. All right.
Okay, so what are we playing next week?
Brink.
No, we're not gonna play Brink.
I don't know.
I don't think the servers are up. Oh, we'll figure it out.
I bet the servers are up. I guarantee. In fact, I think it's a free game on Steam.
Maybe we'll play Brink. Before we go,
just a bunch of bots.
Chris, I want to thank you so much for coming out to the pod. I don't know what you expected, but I hope it's exactly what you got.
It's exactly what I expected. Just chaos and a fun time.
So go listen to A Novel Console. The links will be down below. They talk about food, game, books, and not necessarily in that order. And it's just a good time. I've gotten, I think, about 4 episodes in, and I think you're going to make it into the rotation. You're doing pretty good. Keep it up.
Thank you. Just don't listen to the first episode. That episode fucking sucks.
Dude, we say the same. Anything before the last episode, don't listen to.
Dude, we're about to go and like fucking sunset those episodes. Like every week we just take away one.
No, I would be
kidding. Just delete them from the internet.
Just put them down.
I'm a firm believer of you do not cover your tracks. Like earlier in the meme channel, I was trying to message Nave like, hey Nave, do you want to do this one thing for the pod? Like good pod idea? And then I sent it just to a meme chat with a couple other podcasters. And then I'm like, do I delete this? I'm like, no, I doubled down. And then I posted a meme right after and said, sorry, wrong chat.
Dude, I'm always covering up my tracks. No one's ever going to see those videos where I thought I was PewDiePie and when I was a little teen.
Oh,
no
one's ever
seeing the light of day. Never.
Got to release them for Patreon, dude.
Yeah, Patreon exclusive. Give me 450 Patreons and you're going to see me embarrass the shit out of myself. I didn't know what editing was.
All right,
we got to go.
Yep. Thanks for joining us this week, co-op partners. Maybe next week we can all blast them together.
Damn it. By the...